Mike, turn your games down.
What are you playing? Episode June of 2023. I am Mike Albertin, and who is with me tonight?
Hi, I'm the Let's Play Princess, Phoebe Stanton, and we are now in the canon event.
Michael Colby, from several podcasts that I'm sure we'll talk about at the end. A guy who plays video games.
Jack Billings Present is one of them.
Jack Billings Presents Haunted Apartment Complex. Yes, is one of them.
Is your friendly neighborhood Kerry, Carew Setup on Twitch and YouTube?
I'm John. Been on here once before.
And welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you.
I know a lot of times you're on Emmanuel's show, correct?
Yeah, we do the Mystery Movie Friends over on his channel a lot. So he's got a mountain of movies to edit, and he just hasn't had time to do them all. So
just like you talked about before the recording in the green screen. This is why I don't do video editing. Because I don't want to tackle that too.
Yeah, I do some video editing. It's a lot. It's extremely time consuming.
Yeah, I can edit 8 hours worth of audio within a week. I don't want to add. I don't like doing. I mean, I don't want to add videos. I feel like that'll take a lot longer.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna miss. As we do every month, we are here for another "What Are You Playing" episode where we talk about games and movies that we have been enjoying the past month, and I'm always joined by other people. I do have a couple things that are a little problematic that I'm going to mention about documentaries I was watching, but there will be a warning before I get to those. So there is some stuff that I will have warnings before I mention. I won't go into details, but before I even mention it, because I was watching some weird shit this past month. But first, we should start with a game. Phoebe, what is something you've been playing?
Recently, I've been going back through the catalog. Bought a lot of games over the past couple of years I just never got to touch, so I'm finally getting through some of those. Man, God of War 2018 is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Live, not entirely sure.
It's a great game. Where are you at so far in Live a Live?
I'm not that far into it. I'm probably just starting the prehistoric age. I do at least like the aesthetic because if that
weird.
Yeah, the prehistoric age starts, and even your menu system is speaking in caveman talk. It will go stick is stick. Then you build an axe, and it's just like axe is good, bash head well. And I'm like,
it's better.
I'm really hoping that if I get to like the far future, it's gonna just be an all binary and stuff. If they keep that type of aesthetic going, but yeah, mostly
there's just some.
God of War is really good. Diablo 4 just started really today, playing Necromancer, and I'm enjoying it so far, which is weird because I'm not normally a Diablo fan.
I haven't touched Diablo since 2.
I figured everybody else I knew was buying it, so I might as well.
Yeah, I thought about buying it,
I haven't.
But then I was hearing so much about like servers not working and like the microtransactions and like all sorts of stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. I sort of just played through 3 again. I don't know if I can't wait until this thing is patched up before I start playing it.
What platform would you be playing on? I'll say I'm playing Diablo 4 on PS5. I've had absolutely zero issues whatsoever.
PS4, as well as my roommate is also doing PS4, and they've experienced such bad server issues that, they can't get in for 3 hours at a time.
That is, I don't even understand how. I mean, I'm playing on PS5. I pre-ordered it. I've been playing since it launched. Never had to wait even 5 seconds to connect to a game the whole time. I've never had a single connection issue. I haven't been disconnected, and I've never had to wait. Like, I just start it and it just starts. It takes, less than 5 seconds to play. I was
going to say, does that game have crossplay, or?
It does. It has crossplay across all systems.
So I was thinking maybe the PS4 and PS5 had completely different servers.
But it might be, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if a connection, I'm on fiber internet, and I'm with a Wi-Fi. I think my speed test on my PS5 is like 600 megabytes per second. So, I mean, it's not as good as my computer that's wired directly to it, but.
Oh, our cap is 100, so.
Oh, yeah. So that could be, I will say, like on fiber internet.
Our cap is 100. It's the best we can possibly get in this location, and it actually stays at 100 most of the time. The last internet we had was a cap of 12, and consistently it was anywhere between 3 megabytes and 500 kilobytes.
So, Phoebe, you really are
high school
in the past.
Yeah.
That sounds like when I was connecting with my 56K modem in high school.
It does sound. I mean, yeah, that's not good internet.
Yeah, I'm on T-Mobile home internet, and it bounces anywhere between like 20 to 50 to 90, just whenever it feels like it. And I have played 5-6 hours of Diablo and haven't had any issues at all.
As long as I can stream and everything works well, and it actually looks 720p, I'm completely happy.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't had it even visually break up. It's I assume it's 4K. I don't know because I only have a 1080p TV, but it looks good to me.
Oh,
I'm trying to remember what Digital Foundry said about it. I was
not expecting those cutscenes to look that good, especially on the PS4.
Yeah, they look good. They look beautiful, especially that opening cutscene. It was also way darker and scarier than I expected.
Yeah,
that opening is
definitely more like Diablo 1 and 2.
Yeah, because my wife was watching me play it, and my son is gonna play it with me, but he hasn't started yet. And she's like, "You're gonna have to have him like skip the cutscenes." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess so."
Well, no, when they do the zoom in of that one right in the beginning cutscene, I think it's a monk.
Yeah.
I was just like, I can't tell if that's a model, if that's a person.
Yeah, it was really good looking.
It looks cool. I have no interest in Diablo. Not my style.
Yeah,
of game.
see, I've been in Diablo since when I had my first job working at Target back in like 99. Yeah, 1999. And all the guys up there all played Diablo 1. They're all like super into Diablo 1. And so I was like, oh, I should check this out. And then Diablo 2 came out like right after that. And I was like, oh, I'll just go straight to 2. So I never played 1 except for I played a demo. But since Diablo 2 came out, I went to Hastings, which is a now bankrupt, defunct store in Texas.
And that's too bad because Hastings was great.
Hastings was awesome.
Hastings.
Yeah, I picked up Diablo 2 in the box the day it came out, and I've been playing ever since. So, though I'll say, I played Diablo 2 from like 2000 to like 2007 or so. I only played Diablo 3 for like a year, so I didn't keep up. Though I like Diablo 3 actually, especially I picked it up again when they ported it to console. And I do like, I'm not someone who's like, oh, Diablo 3 sucks. It just didn't hold my attention the way Diablo 2 did for, almost a decade. But yeah, Diablo 4, I'm loving it. I'm loving it a lot. I'm playing a druid, doing kind of focusing on beast shape, on a werewolf shape specifically. It's a lot of fun.
See, I know that my Blizzard IP will never come back, and that's StarCraft.
Oh, it will. StarCraft 2 is still like doing well, I think. I bet there will be a StarCraft 3 eventually.
Well, Phoebe, you're a StarCraft fan then?
I'm huge on StarCraft. I still kind of hope that StarCraft Ghost comes out in some shape or form.
That's when but StarCraft 3 will, I'm sure.
Make myself play StarCraft 1 someday. I know someone that will join me. Okay.
Yeah, me too. I love StarCraft.
Okay, I've never played it.
Awesome.
And it's been on my list to someday play, but I love and hate RTS. So there's that.
StarCraft 2 is a lot easier. It's very beginner friendly.
Yeah, StarCraft 2
RTS, but StarCraft 1, yeah, you're gonna have some problems.
I'll be cheating if I can. So
power overwhelming. There's your cheat code.
All right, we're good to go. Let's put on the show.
There you go.
Michael, what is some stuff you've been playing?
Oh man, well, I got that We Love Katamari reroll, and oh man, that game is maybe perfect. I love those Katamari games so much, and I platinumed it within the weekend that I got it. That's not like, I like things that are different, but normally I'm big on like third person action games and like dark like role playing games and games where you're a solitary person on alien worlds that are trying to kill you, and Katamari is none of those things.
No, it is not.
But my goodness, the music and the aesthetic of that thing and everything about We Love Katamari is like top notch. I don't think they got any better than We Love Katamari so far, and that the remake is just that game and it just looks great. On the PS5, I do have a 4K TV, and it's like it looks insanely good. It has, for some weird reason, it still has pop-up. Like, things still like pop up when you get close to them. I'm like, there's no reason for this, but at the same time, I also don't care that much because it's still Katamari.
For nostalgia reasons.
I guess. But it would have been
You're selling
nice
me on it, though.
to not see it.
You're definitely selling me on it because I see it every so often on Steam on sale. I'm like, do I want to buy it yet? But now I might actually bite the bullet next time I see it.
I mean, the remaster is $30. If you haven't played it, there's no reason not to pay $30 for that game. It's just so charming and addictive, and yeah, there's something about this cute little prince, this cute little dude rolling up a ball, and then it gets so big that you're rolling up buildings and you're just hearing people scream, and then the screams just slowly die out, and it's like it's a very strange game, and there's nothing about it that's bad.
Okay, it's been on my list forever to finally try. So, all right, maybe I'll probably. It's supposed to be a Steam sale soon, so I'll keep an eye open for it.
Yeah, put it on your wish list if you haven't played any Katamari. I'm surprised that nobody has like strong feelings about Katamari.
Yeah,
it sounds like, but
I have like a YouTube playlist of video game songs that I crowdsourced from a group and let people just add whatever they wanted, and some people added a couple of songs from the first game. And I like the music. I played a little bit of the demo for Reroll, and I was just like, "Oh, this is neat," but it wasn't enough for me to buy it. So, yeah, not strong feelings.
The music in 2 is better, and if you just played the demo, I don't know. I think a demo doesn't give you what you need to know about that game, because like there's quirky characters, like. Everything is funny. Like there's not a wasted sort of comedy beat in the game, and everything is just so weird. Yeah, I can't recommend Katamari games enough. And they're also like, if you're busy and you're playing something else, it's split up into levels that can take between like 2 minutes and half an hour, but you can just throw it on and play it and just have as much fun as you want, and then turn it off, and it's there when you come back.
Okay, I'll have to give it a try. John, what is something that you've been playing?
Oh boy, the same thing I was playing the last time I was on here. Final Fantasy 14.
Yes.
Nice.
The last time I was on here, I believe, was in November, and I had just I was going through A Realm Reborn at that point, and now the next story quest that I have to do is the first one of Endwalker. So I'm at Endwalker. I'm really excited. I just finished Shadowbringers, the post Shadowbringer stuff a couple days ago. It was fantastic. I'm leveling classes, but this has become my forever game. I'm literally playing it right now. I am when I finished A Realm Reborn, I was at like 86 hours, and I believe now I am almost 770.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
I took about 2 months off, April and May, and just basically hung around with my FC. They had the Moogle event. I ran Praetorium 75 times, getting tomes for stuff you can buy from the special event. I got a challenge from one of my FC members to get all of my crafters to level 75, and he would give me 10 million gil. I missed out on like a day. He was going on a business trip, and he was like, "Yeah, if you got it done by the time I get back, I'll give you 10 million gil." And he got back like a day before I was done. So they are like, I was like a level away on each of the crafters. I was not happy, but yeah, it's one of my favorite games of all time. I can't quit playing it. I know I should. I haven't played. The only other, I picked it back up in January, and the only other 2 games I think that I have beaten since I picked it up is original Resident Evil 4 and It Takes Two. Those are the only 2 games I have played since then. I have not. I've got about halfway through Resident Evil 4 remake and nothing wrong with RE4 remake. I just got back to playing 14, and something came up, and I kept going. But yeah, 14 is my forever game. I think I love this game so much.
What's your class and main job? Or what's your race and main job?
Ra, the lizard people, with the horns. Is that how you say that?
Ra?
Ra, yeah. I'm an Ra. And boy, I kind of play a little bit of everything. Like, so right now, the classes I have leveled to 80, where Endwalker starts, I have my main tank. The one that I like playing the most is a Dark Knight. I like to tank. So I have Dark Knight, Machinist, Gunbreaker, Reaper, Sage, and right now I'm working on Paladin, getting it to 80. So, but I would say my main right now is Reaper. I really like Reaper.
No, so you have like a nice spread going there.
Yeah, I have every class unlocked in the game except for. Give me a second to click this button. I have not unlocked Scholar yet. That's the only one I haven't unlocked.
If you have Summoner, you should have Scholar because they level up together.
No, Summoner is the Arcanist class. Summoner starts as Arcanist starts as Arcanist, goes to Summoner. Scholar is Scholar White Mage.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I was saying they both branch off from Arcanist.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, and they level up together because I have a level 90 Summoner and I've never touched Scholar, but it's also level 90.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. All right, I will have to look into that because I'll unlock the last class I haven't unlocked. But yeah, like I said, I've got like almost 770 hours in the game in
One
6
of
months.
us.
That's a lot. I played 11 a ton, but I don't touch MMOs anymore. I can't go back to them.
Same. I played WoW when it first came out, and I gave up MMOs. I did play 14 a little. I did play 14 a little bit, but yeah, I just can't. I liked it, but I can't do MMOs, or else I won't play anything else.
I like to start games and finish them. I can't imagine playing something that just keeps going and going and going. It makes me so anxious just to think about playing something like that.
Mm-hmm. Same. I can't do it anymore. I mean, a friend of mine, I was like, you should play 14. I'm like, it sounds great, but my life is already busy enough. Like, I don't have time.
Oh, it has ruined my wanting to do. Well, not wanting to do other things, but it's the thing of I want to get caught up because I know the next expansion is coming up probably in the next few months. So I want to be caught up for when the next expansion drops, and that's why I've just been focusing on 14 so much. But yeah, my playtime right now is 32 days, 2 hours, and I would say 5 to 8 of those hours are AFK. So that's mostly playtime.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I found a really cool free company. A lot of cool people really like it. It's just I adore this freaking game. It has taken me through every emotion under the sun, from sitting here bawling like a baby to wanting to strangle a character in the game. Ugh.
Does the name start with a Z?
The one I want to strangle, they're on the list.
I completely get it. I completely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's
for the guy who played way too much 11. Except I've heard 14 is way better. There's no standing around in town waiting for things to happen. So
yeah, 14 is once you get past I always hear people say, "Oh, just skip a Realm Reborn. You don't need to play Realm Reborn. It's a slog," which I completely agree. It is a slog, but if you don't play a Realm Reborn, you are missing out on the foundation of the game. That foundation is full of holes, mind you, but you're missing out on what starts the game, and you don't know characters, you wouldn't know stuff that's happened. You need to play ARR before you don't just jump to Heavensward, because you will be lost. Even though Heavensward is still maybe my favorite expansion.
At the very least, they do change up a Realm Reborn every once in a while, so that it's getting more and more streamlined. All the fetch quests are pretty much gone at this point.
They've added, I think every quest has NPC party members now.
Yeah, some dungeons have been changed so that way they are teaching you mechanics for later expansions earlier.
Well, I know
nice.
Yeah, I was talking about a Praetorium earlier, the one that I ran so many times. Apparently that thing, it's like a 45-minute long dungeon. Apparently it used to be like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it used to suck.
So, but yeah, I ran that stupid thing 75 times.
Phoebe, what is some other stuff that you've been playing?
Man, the Final Fantasy 16 demo kicks ass.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
I was going to play it last night and I didn't. I wanted to play 14. Oh, I'm in a quest line that I'm really enjoying. So yeah, I went and played 14.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you like Devil May Cry, especially 1 and 5, you'll very much enjoy this demo.
What? Can I ask, when does it turn into Devil May Cry? Because I played an hour of that thing and it was so boring.
So once you become, once you get to Child Clive, you finally gain the skill tree and everything. And the first thing that I unlocked was a stinger. But once you start messing with the skill tree aspect of the game, you're going to unlock different things like the ability to charge up your magic while doing sword attacks. Like, you unlock things, ability to charge up magic, ability to charge up your sword attacks, a stinger. But what the game doesn't tell you is that you can actually kind of do frame cancels into all these different things. So I was doing square combos while holding down the triangle button. So my frame cancel into a Faraga was more powerful. And then I canceled out of that into a stinger, which then started a new 4-hit combo. But once you beat the initial demo, there is a quote-unquote second demo in the game called the Icon Challenge. It's some type of dungeon at a later point in the game, but they take out enough of the story beats to not spoil anything. When that happens, you have access to 3 separate icons, which are pretty much stance switches from Devil May Cry 3. Garuda is just Trickster. Titan is just Royal Guard. And Phoenix is whatever the hell Phoenix wants it to be.
Yeah.
So you can do L2 is your button to switch between these icons, which normally in other games would be summons, but here they're the stances. So you can have Phoenix stance going, where your circle button will be an instant teleport dash in, to then quickly switch to Titan, which its circle button, every circle button in the circle is context sensitive depending on which stance you're in or icon you have selected. And for Titan, it's a block, but if you perfectly hit circle at the right time, it instead becomes like a counter parry. And for Garuda, it's Nero's grabby hand from DMC 4 and 5, so you can pull enemies into a launcher, into an air combo, then do a slam down onto the ground, into a stinger to push them far away, followed by dashing in towards them, and instead of doing another stinger or whatever, you could do an AoE attack, which is just a burst of flames because you're now in Phoenix mode. There's so many different things that you can string together that you can also level up. So at later points in the game, it's going to get ridiculous.
Yeah, I haven't played the Icon Challenge, but I played the demo, and I think I was like 3/4 of the way through the demo. I just went to the pause screen and pressed pre-order game and bought it, and then I finished the demo. That game is so good. I love the story. I know people are comparing it to Game of Thrones in like a sneering way, but I like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's the other fun thing about the demo, that it already in 2 hours has better voice acting, a better soundtrack, more emotional growth between characters, and more plot and lore than the entirety of 15.
And I like 15. I like 15 a lot, but though I didn't finish 15. I hear that it's the back half of it that people don't like, but I really like the fellowship among the boys, the friendship among the boys. But yes, 16 is it makes me feel like 12 made me feel.
Yeah, the best way to describe it is if you are just starting the demo and think that's going to be the whole game, that's not the whole game. It starts off like DMC 1. It's going to be bare bones. It's going to be, you are going to have to unlock stuff. But once you start unlocking stuff, that thing gets into DMC 3 and 5 areas of growth.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it. 4 days from when we're recording this.
Oh my God, is it 4 days?
Comes out in 4. Comes out on the 5. I guess 5. It comes out on the 22nd. So.
Oh God, it is that close.
Yeah.
I used to really get so excited for Final Fantasy, but 12 is the last one I pre-ordered and bought the day it came out, and still never beat that.
Final Fantasy for me, it always like I think I get it, and don't get me wrong, 16. Gorgeous looking game. I was like, all right, I'm ready. I'm like, this is going to be my Final Fantasy. But it does this thing where I'm sure it gets good, but it doesn't do anything for me to like get my attention in the beginning. So like by the time it gets good, I don't care. I do not care what's going on. And I know that this is a me thing. I'm not like saying that these are bad games, but like, get it started a little bit sooner.
Oh no, don't worry. We call that the 13 syndrome.
And I'm not like, I've been told,
this one doesn't have like a 12-hour tutorial. Like
I was told that one of them, I think it was 12, was like, oh yeah, it opens up and gets really good after 40 hours. And I'm like, there is
that's 13.
0% chance that I'm going to play a game for 40 hours before it gets good. Are you kidding me?
13 is fine.
It's
No,
good until
I think
then.
13 is good, and 40 is excessive. It's like 12 hours, but
That's
It's not too much.
it gets good.
No, listen, here's the scenario. 13 is good. Then it opens up and it gets better. 13.2 is an amazing game, and people should not give it any type of crap. 13.2 is amazing. And that's where the trilogy stopped.
see, I haven't played 13.2 or Lightning Returns, but I have them. I just have
Don't
to
play Lightning
get around to playing.
Returns. Except for the ending, because the ending is the best part of that game.
I played 13.2 once, and then my save got I glitched out where I was supposed to grab an item, and I not supposed to be able to leave the area until I grabbed the item. Well, I left the area and didn't grab the item, and then I saved, and that was the end of that. So, I mean, that was over over 8 years ago, 9 years ago. But I still have yet to go back. I was hurt, but I liked what I played up till then. Michael, what are some games that you've been playing?
Are we back to me again?
Yeah, it hasn't come to me yet, but that's fine.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, I have games to talk about, but I'll secede my time. I don't know what term I'm looking for.
No, it's either way. I'm sorry. I've got a bunch of games, so I just name one and then go to Mike and then come back later, I guess.
Sure, name a couple.
Yeah, sure. Of course, y'all probably haven't heard of this indie game, Tears of the Kingdom.
Heard of it?
Yeah, no, I literally took a day off work the day it came out, and I've been playing that. I'm glad we had this podcast because I specifically tried the Final Fantasy 16 demo so that I would have something to talk about other than Tears of the Kingdom and Diablo 4. So, but then I have another game actually. But I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom. I love it. It's Breath of the Wild. So I'm old. I'm 40. I'd say that every time I'm on here. My favorite video game for a good portion of my childhood was the original Legend of Zelda, and that was supplanted in junior high by Chrono Trigger. But then Breath of the Wild was my favorite video game of all time, and then Tears of the Kingdom is oh, so you like Breath of the Wild? Well, here's some more of that, but better in every possible way. So I guess Tears of the Kingdom is my favorite video game. I don't know. I don't want to say that, but I love it. I haven't beaten it yet. I'm at the point where I could have gone and beaten it about 20 hours ago. I'm not sure. A while ago, I got the quest to go beat the game, and then I'm like, well, yeah, but I haven't found all the shrines, and I haven't finished mapping all the depths, and there's a couple of sky islands I haven't been to. So I'm going to keep doing that, and there's a couple of Gleeoks I haven't killed. So I'm going around. There's some armors I haven't gotten. A lot of armors I haven't gotten. I probably, if I wander around and do stuff, I've probably got another 100 hours of game before I go beat it. So yeah, I love that game so much. It's so good.
If you want a game that's Breath of the Wild except better in every possible way, can I introduce you to a little game called Elden Ring?
Oh well, yeah, Elden Ring's my second favorite video game. Yeah, no, I've got Elden Ring is another game where I took off the day it came out. Took off work the day it came out. I've got 500 hours in Elden Ring now, so big Elden Ring fan.
Slowly but surely getting through that.
Yeah, I love Elden Ring.
Oh, it's so good.
I've been giving it some time. I haven't played it in a while. I want to give it a few months, or maybe wait till the end of the year and then come back to it. Maybe play it after I finish Starfield. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm weirdly psyched for Starfield. I don't know. Bethesda has given me no reason to be excited about one of their new games, but I'm over the moon excited for Starfield.
They got me, and the thing is, it's going to be free on Game Pass, and my computer can't run it, but for $5 extra a month, I could have Game Pass Ultimate and stream it.
Oh.
And so I'm just going to upgrade to Game Pass Ultimate for 3 or 4 months and stream it. And I can't imagine that for $5 a month I'm going to dislike it, but we'll see. It'll be my very first Elder Scrolls or Fallout game to not play heavily modded. So I run Skyrim with 150, 130 mods. Fallout 4, my mod list was 90 something. So, and Morrowind, the same, Oblivion, Fallout 3, New Vegas. So it'll be the first time not modding. But I'm looking forward to it a lot. Even though I didn't watch the 45-minute thing, I kind of avoid trailers for things that I'm excited for. So
yeah, I watched that because I was should I be excited for this thing? And I was All right, they got me. They're doing it. I think it's going to be, as long as it doesn't launch, in a Bethesda way, I think it's going to be good.
What are you saying, Mike? I don't understand. What are you talking about?
So my one thing that's got me thinking about it in a positive manner is, Cyberpunk 2077. When that came out, the internet just, lost their minds about how buggy it was and how crappy all the bugs, just so many bugs, and it was setting people's PS4s on fire or something. I don't know. I played it on Stadia and experienced nothing but joy. It played like a fucking dream. I experienced lag once for about 3 seconds, and that was it. And I did have bugs because it was a buggy mess, but none of them were game-breaking bugs at all. They were just things that made me have to reload a save or something. And so I had a great time with that, especially because I didn't have to pay for it.
They put a lot of effort in for those 100 people that had a Stadia and played it on there, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, they paid me. Google paid me to play it. I ended up making $40 profit on Cyberpunk.
Oh.
So I'm going to
really?
Yeah, because they did a thing where if you buy the game for $60, they send you the Founders Edition, which is a Stadia controller and a Chromecast Ultra. And then I sold the Stadia controller and the Chromecast Ultra for $100. And, I got paid $40 profit.
I think if they would have paid me $40, I also would have played Cyberpunk 2077 for more than an hour and a half.
And that's my point here. Starfield, if it sucks, I'm out $5.
Yeah.
So it's I'm already paying for Game Pass. So exactly. And I shouldn't experience too many bugs playing on, Microsoft's special Series X's that they have in a freezer somewhere or whatever. We'll see.
Look, at the very least, it's a Bethesda game, so even if it's a buggy piece of shit, it'll get Game of the Year.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. Does 76 count? 76 is an experiment. It's
76 doesn't count. Apparently, it's good now, though.
I've heard it is good now, and you can play it for free on Game Pass.
It just takes a while sometimes.
Yeah.
I
just remember people talk shit for Bethesda, and everyone loves Obsidian and just jerks off over how great New Vegas is. I had New Vegas the day it came out. It was unplayable for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, New Vegas was a
piece
mess.
Of shit, buggy mess. And I've never played it unmodded. I have played it unmodded since then. But I think that people get rose-tinted glasses about New Vegas.
I haven't played anything but 3, unfortunately.
New Vegas is great. I think it's the best in the series, but it was very buggy, and I think it gets a lot of love also based off of its excellent DLC.
Yeah, the DLC in New Vegas is great. It absolutely deserves praise for that DLC.
I think people get really excited about it, and then they forget that there's 5 people living in all of New Vegas.
Yeah, that's also true.
You go to the Las Vegas Strip, and it's just empty.
But that's, people get excited for Breath of the Wild and stuff too, and those open worlds are dead as hell.
At least that's explained. You go to Hitino Village and there's people walking around and stuff, but
in New Vegas we are in a post-apocalyptic wasteland.
Right, but it's the one city that they say people are living in. But I hear you. No, you're right. You're right. I love New Vegas. But anyway, so Tears of the Kingdom, I love it. It's awesome. And if you check out my YouTube shorts or Facebook Reels or whatever are full of people building just insane stuff. Someone built Metal Gear Rex from Metal Gear 5. And it's amazing with a railgun and everything. It's pretty awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. The most I've done is I made a drone that ran into an enemy camp with spewing fire and electricity. It was pretty cool. I attacked a Gleeok with it, and the Gleeok just roared at it, and it disappeared. Because Gleeoks can unspawn your devices.
So
Gleeoks and Lionels can roar your devices and make them disappear. Gleeok, you may remember my original Legend of Zelda fans. It's the boss of, I think, Dungeon 6 in the original Legend of Zelda.
Oh, the big 2-headed dragon.
The 3-headed, yeah.
3-headed. Okay, we talked about it in Oracle Seasons, which is out.
That would be
before this.
Dungeon 1 of?
Well, Dungeon 1 is the 1-headed one, and then you fight a 3-headed one in a later dungeon. I can't remember if it's 6 or 7. I think it's 6, but it might be 7. But
any other games you've been playing too, Kerry, you want to mention?
I've officially quit Reddit and deleted all my posts and everything, but the Reddit Dark Souls community does this cool thing every month or two. They have a 2-week event where you play one of the old Dark Souls games, and everybody plays, and we all co-op and or invade or whatever, just play online and all that. And so it's the Dark Souls 3 event going on right now, the 13th through I think the 24th or 27th. And so I've started up Dark Souls 3 for the, I don't know how many times. It's the 13th or the 27th, yeah. So I started up Dark Souls 3 again, playing a Dex Pyromancer, which is how I beat Dark Souls 1 the first time, but I've never done one of those in Dark Souls 3. And Pyromancy is very different in Dark Souls 3. Well, magic in general is very different in Dark Souls 3 compared to the rest of the series. So I'm liking it, but I'm sucking at it bad. I'm good at Dark Souls, but I'm just getting my ass kicked because it's been so long since I played it, I guess. And then coming from Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, it's disconcerting because, the button you attack with in Tears of the Kingdom is the button you use items with in Dark Souls and so on. So like the tutorial boss, Udex Gundar, you run up to him and I'm like, oh yeah. So I'm streaming too. I was streaming on Twitch, Karusetta on Twitch. And I'm like, all right, so we're going to spank Gundar real fast. I ran up to him and just went chug, chug, chug and drank all my Estus trying to like attack him. And he just like beat the crap out of me. So it's fun. It's hard to kind of shift between them. But yeah, I'm playing that. I think I'm in the Crucifixion Woods for people that know Dark Souls 3.
The swamp.
I think Dark Souls 3 gets a lot more shit than it deserves. I love that game. I think it's definitely my favorite of the Dark Souls games.
Mm-hmm. Same.
But people are like, oh, it's just Dark Souls 1 but better, and it's like, yeah, it's Dark Souls 1 but better. Shut up.
Exactly. Like I know, I get it. It's a direct sequel to 1. And it's making all these references and Easter eggs.
Yeah.
I think people are forgetting that it came out like 7 years after Dark Souls 1.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I get, like, if you play them all like in a row, then yeah, it seems kind of samey, but I don't know. Dark Souls 3, I mean, I love the whole series. I love every single game from Demon Souls to Sekiro to Elden Ring, but Dark Souls 3 is my favorite after Elden Ring. It's my favorite of the original trilogy, for sure. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So.
We can, are we talking Souls now? Finally, something I can get into.
Sure. I haven't touched it in a while.
I'm always talking Souls. I live and breathe Souls.
I've been talking Souls any day of the week.
I've been listening to a podcast about Demon Souls, even though I haven't played
I am going to do Demon Souls for this podcast at some point because I'm just going to emulate it so I can cheat.
Demon Souls is below, like, it's only below Bloodborne for me. It's Bloodborne, then Demon Souls for me.
I love Demon
so
Souls.
I definitely want to be on the Demon
of
Souls episode.
Okay,
Yeah,
it won't be anytime soon.
And Demon Souls
need
is
to
the
do it.
easiest one too, Mike. So you should.
Okay.
It is for sure. And I went through, when I got my PS5, I did the remake, and I was like, I went through it 1.5 times and then went through it 3/4 of the way with a different character, and I just looked at my playtime on it. It's like 32 hours. I'm like, oh,
that's like a fourth of Dark Souls 3.
Yeah. It's so fast, and like there's 2 hard bosses in that game.
Yeah, my last run through, I was trying to beat every boss in one try, and freaking man-eaters killed me once.
Man-eaters, yeah, that's the one that's gonna mess you up.
Man-eaters is a pain in the ass, especially when they like fly and like one of them hangs out under the bridge and shit.
Yeah.
That they ruined my one run. It's the same thing when I played Dark Souls 1 recently. Bed of Chaos broke my every boss in one try streak.
Man,
I fell into the freaking hole 6 times.
Bed of Chaos is a garbage fire.
Bed of Chaos is why Dark Souls 1 is my least favorite of the Dark Souls games.
Oh, the one-hit boss, but it's just a platform battle.
Absolutely garbage boss. And I get it. Like, I know the story behind Bed of Chaos, but still, they could have done something. Like, take that boss out. You could have put another, what
they should have done was what they did with True King Allant in Dark Souls. Have a hard boss, and then you go to the one-hit story boss.
Yeah.
That would have made more sense. Have something in front of it. I mean, let the Demon Fire Sage be the gateway to it or something.
Yep.
Or move Quaylana to it, which would make story sense, But
there was a lot of things they could have done with that.
Spider Scorpion Girl, right? In the the cave.
Oh, Quelaag.
Oh, Quaylog. Yeah, Quaylana's the the
Firekeeper. Or
the one, the fire
sister.
keeper, the sister that you can join their covenant. Yeah.
Okay.
Or kill her for her soul, which I do every time.
See, every time I play Dark Souls 1, like almost the very first thing I do is farm 30 humanity so I can open up the shortcut to Lost Izalith so that I can save Solaire. Because the first time I played the game, I went in blind and I let Solaire die. Yeah, and I was like, never again, brother. So every time I play it, I always make sure to save Solaire.
That's the smart way to do it.
Yeah, and I Sunbro in every Souls game. I just picked up the Sunbro Covenant like this afternoon on my Dark Souls 3 playthrough. So
I've only played Dark Souls 1 once, and it was a great, terrible time all at once, and I haven't touched it since. So.
Yeah, I love Dark Souls.
That's the best way to play it.
It's I don't know if I have a least favorite. I guess one or two. I don't know.
Two's
I love them both.
2 lets you get rid of all the enemies, so that's a plus in my book.
Yeah, I mean, two has to me the best story and the best characters. So,
John, any other games you've been playing besides 14 that you want to mention?
Since we're talking, I don't know if you noticed I disappeared. My internet died. Since we're talking about Souls, I played the demo for Lies of P.
Oh,
it's so good.
Yeah, that was
so
really good.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
I really want to like that game.
Yeah,
I really want to. I want to like it so bad. The dodge is abysmal.
The dodge is slow, but I have a feeling that
ADP.
You're going to be able to upgrade that, like in 2.
I hope so, because that dodge is the one. It's the only thing that makes me go like I don't know. I don't like this dodge. It's so bad.
Yeah, there was 2 things in that demo that I was like, the dodge is too slow, and I wish he looked more like a puppet, but that's like whatever. He just looks like a pretty boy.
Pinocchio from Disney's Pinocchio, and everything else grim dark, and then him just that smiling little cell shaded wooden boy. That'd be great.
It doesn't even need to go that far, but like you got to give him like hinges or something, like make him look like a puppet, because right now he just looks like a kid with a metal arm.
He looks like the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
he does.
Oh, he does.
Like he
does
looks
look
like a
Winter Soldier.
Twinkie version of the Winter Soldier.
Is there any place in that demo that actually tells you what each stat does?
You mean
It doesn't
like
seem like
level
that
up?
demo told you anything.
Could you press like the
L3 or anything?
Because I know in this other Souls games on the PlayStation, you press in the touchpad.
No, you can't do anything with Lies of P as far as I can tell that allows you to see what the stats mean when you're leveling up or on your character profile sheet.
Yeah, that's
I'm all right.
The demo was very
I'm
one
not
step back on different things. Like the fact that your souls, or the equivalent of, spawn outside of boss rooms when you die from a boss is very nice, but not knowing what each stat does is very weird.
All this looks like Bloodborne.
Yeah,
It is.
It's
Oh, somebody's
calling
already
it
modded
Bloodborne.
it. Somebody's already modded it too to be Bloodborne.
Yes.
Like where you're in the hunter's
yeah.
garb and you have the saw cleaver.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't pay any attention to what gets released because I play games so many years later, so I don't even care. But I just looked it up now because you had talking about this looks cool.
So, John,
Yeah,
do you think
it
that
was-
game deserves to be $60?
it looks I think it looks really good. It runs the demo looks really good. The demo runs really well. It's going to like be on the length, like how long that game is, because Souls games you get a good chunk of time out of. I don't know. I really want to like that game. And Emmanuel and I, we were playing it one night. Commander Lionheart. We were playing it one night separately, but we were on Discord playing it at the same time. And we were both like, if this was out now, I would buy it. But I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. But I want to keep playing more. So I'm probably going to get it when it comes out. I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird game. I need to see the finished product.
It's also a day one Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass,
Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Yep.
Yes,
Oh.
it is.
Oh, it's Game Pass. Oh, well, there you go. Then I'll play it that way. Because
I'll give it a
I
shot
wasn't
that
sure
way.
about buying it on PS5, but if it's going to be on Game Pass, then I'll just play it there.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot that way, and if I like it, I will buy it on PS5 because I would rather play on PS5 than Xbox.
Yeah, I don't have an Xbox, and my PC's kind of aging. I'd rather play on PS5, but I'd even more rather play for free. So
Yeah, I enjoy the demo. The weird thing was, like, I consider myself kind of a Souls veteran. I've played almost all the Souls games multiple times. That final boss in that demo took me probably 20 some tries. And Emmanuel, he beat it in 2, and he has only ever played Bloodborne. He walked through the final boss, and I struggled for hours on that boss. I don't know why.
It's one of those things, like, there's always bosses that are easy for some people and impossible for some, like, and I don't understand it. Like, I always had a problem with like oh, now I'm trying to think, the giant alien in Bloodborne.
Son of Kos?
No.
No.
Earlier, the one after the
yes.
in the nightmare.
The One Reborn.
No. It doesn't matter.
Was that the Amygdala?
Look what you started.
Amygdala, yes, Amygdala.
Yes, Amygdala. Oh, Amygdala. Okay.
I always have a problem with Amygdala, but like I ran through ROM like my first, like I think it took me 2 tries to beat ROM the first time, and then my brother's like, "Oh yeah, I can." I did Amygdala my first time, and it took him like 50 tries to do ROM, and it's like,
that's weird.
It doesn't make any sense the way that those bosses go. That's like when I was playing Wo Long, that first boss in the game, I died to more times than any other boss, and I beat that game. And that first boss destroyed me so many times.
People can vouch for this because there's a YouTube video of it. My very first time ever going through Bloodborne, I first tried Orphan.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
yeah, Orphan of Kos. Son of Kos. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I did not.
But what's the boss earlier in the DLC? Ludwig or Lawrence?
Yeah, Ludwig.
Ludwig.
The horse or the
horse head.
Oh yeah, that's Ludwig.
Yeah, that boss needs to go away.
Oh yeah, no, it's in NCI. I didn't have any trouble with Ludwig, but Orphan of Kos, fuck.
Yeah, I didn't have any problem with Ludwig, but I had a huge problem with Lawrence.
Which one is Lawrence?
The beast guy who, when you get him down to half health, he like rips in half and he just leaves the trail of lava.
Oh god,
yeah.
I one-shotted, or not one-shotted, but I beat him my first try. I had no problem with Lawrence.
Oh my god!
The emissary is so easy though, but Maria is such a pain.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I played Bloodborne once. I beat the game. I beat every boss but Orphan of Kos. I put it down and I haven't went back. And I've thought about it, but I'm too busy. So yeah,
I'm waiting for the Bloodborne community, for the Souls community event for Bloodborne. I joined the Discord since I left Reddit and to finish it because I actually never finished Bloodborne. I need to go back and.
There was a Bloodborne event not that long ago.
Yeah, it was in March and I missed it because I was playing something else.
If you want to play Bloodborne with somebody, you can add me.
It was April. That's what it was. Oh, I definitely will.
Same.
Yeah. Awesome. We'll get together after this.
Don't have PSN, so.
Mike, give me the games you want to mention?
Yes, I have 2. 2 more that I want to mention. I've been playing like a lot and like sort of cleaning up my list, but right now I just really, really quickly wanted to talk about my game of the year, which is Chia. Did anybody else play Chia?
I downloaded it, haven't played it yet.
It is the most beautiful, like, heartwarming, touching game I think I've ever played. It has the Breath of the Wild climbing and gliding. It's a much, much smaller open world, but it's very interesting. And I've never had a game that once you get into the story, like, has one of the most insane boss or like main antagonist sort of reveals I've ever seen. I'm not going to spoil a minute of it, but like when you see what this antagonist is like capable of, you're like, wow. And then at the end, like I went from like joy to laughing to crying in like 5 seconds apart from each other. It's the most emotional and beautiful game I've ever played, and like the afterword is also like so nice. Everything about that game is just nice. It's just a nice, beautiful game, and I love it so much.
It's on Extra if you have PlayStation Extra.
Yes.
It's on Game Pass.
Like $25,
Pretty
$30.
Oh, if it's on Game Pass, I can download it.
It was on
I
Game
thought it was
Pass.
PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, I think it's PlayStation exclusive.
Oh, never mind. I just know Mike Hughes had played it at one point, but maybe he played it on PlayStation. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's an extra
Well, he
game.
must have. Okay.
And
Yeah. I think it's like $25, $30. I can look here in a minute.
I upgraded to Extra for Stray whenever that came out, and I just never downgraded. So I downloaded Chia whenever it came out, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
I heard good things about it. It looks really cool.
I think once I got started on the story, it took me about 6-ish hours. But I also played some of the story and then sort of got lost in the open world. I have 25 hours into it. And probably half of that at least is just screwing around getting collectibles to upgrade my stamina and stuff.
Yeah, I play too many 100-hour games, 20-hour games.
No,
That's good.
this one is a beautiful, it's exactly the size of an open world that you want. It's not overwhelming. It's 3 islands, and it's the perfect length, and one of the most heartfelt stories I think I've ever seen in a video game. It's a thing of beauty.
Okay,
Nice.
got my attention.
Well, crap. If this
I have it on Steam with
No
crying.
crafting.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
did you have another one you wanted to mention?
Yes, since everybody talked about Final Fantasy for so long, I wasn't going to say anything, but I've also been playing Control again.
Oh, nice.
Yes!
I've been telling everybody how great Control is. Anytime anybody's oh, do you have a video game recommendation? I'm like, Control, play Control. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to see what this enhanced edition looks like on the PlayStation 5, and I am 1 trophy away from platinuming it right now.
Oh, nice.
Because it is so good. Every second of that game is a masterpiece. If Bloodborne didn't come out on the PlayStation 4, that would be my PlayStation 4 game of the generation. It's
I should play
so good.
I love Alan Wake. I like this
You
studio
should play
a lot.
every Remedy game because Remedy is a perfect company.
Yes.
Yeah, I have Control installed on my PC and my PS5. I just haven't played it yet.
I have it on. I bought it on Steam. I got the Ultimate Edition with all the DLC. I just never. I haven't put it on the list yet to put it on the show. Forget about it.
It is insanely good, and I like Alan Wake fine. I actually liked American Nightmare better.
That's what everybody says.
I love those original Max Payne. I was angry at Rockstar for what they did to Max Payne. Max Payne 3 is not, I'm not going to say a garbage game, but what they did to Max Payne is equal to me to what Team Ninja did to Samus in Other M. They took everything that Max Payne was sort of about and they just fucked it.
Why does everybody hate Other M so much?
I've never played it. Well, I did play a little bit.
Storyline, the characterization of Samus.
Yep.
Well, the gameplay is good.
Yeah, the gameplay's fine.
The gameplay's
good.
fine,
It
but
be
it's not as good as the other Metroid games,
Yeah.
and you also have that horrible Samus. That sucks what they did to Samus.
What, you
Yeah.
don't like the baby?
I don't like that she has to ask Daddy. That is not Samus. That is not
Yeah.
Samus.
Yeah, no. Sorry.
And Rockstar did that to Max Payne, and I'm mad at them because that Max Payne is gritty, but it's a different kind of grit than what Rockstar put on it, and Max Payne 3 just bummed me out. But anyway, Control is by far Remedy's best game, I think. And it plays great, it looks great, it has a good story, and yeah, Control rules. And
Okay.
I've played way too much of it for just wanting to see how it looked on the PlayStation 5.
No such thing.
Okay. And Phoebe, do you have any other games you want to mention?
Yeah, I stepped on it a little bit, but God of War 2018 didn't get that much into it. Brock and Sindri are great. Brock and Sindri's little dialect and how they interact with each other is so perfect. I have not laughed that hard in a game for a while.
I know I need to play it one day.
I'm trying to think. I know I've played other things, but I just can't think of it right now.
God of War 2018 rules, and Ragnarok made me so upset because it's like, oh, here's more 2018, but we're gonna make it annoying.
I do have a question for Colby, though. Do you think Alan Wake 2 was the best part of Summerfest?
It's the part that I remember the most.
You and I are friends now.
Yes, Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 looks amazing. They made Alan Wake look like John Wick, which rules. I forget what her name is, but
Saga Anderson.
Saga, yes. The FBI agent looks amazing. Like, it looks like a Resident Evil game.
Do you know what her partner's name is?
I've heard it, but I don't know.
It's Alex Casey.
Okay.
Which, if anybody has played the original Alan Wake, means something very big.
Oh, wasn't that the character in his books?
Yeah, that's the book series that he wrote that is just Max Payne.
Oh, okay. Now that's cool. All right.
And now that they confirmed that the other character's name is Saga, I'm like, that's a fake name.
Yeah, it's the book.
When we get to TV,
we're supposed to be getting an Alan Wake TV show, aren't we?
Oh, I don't know.
I hope so.
Please, God.
I'll do a callback when we get to TV.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was sort of Alan Wake 2 and Fable that I was excited about at the Game Fest stuff so far.
The new Prince of Persia.
That new Prince of Persia looks awesome.
One, because it looks great, and two, because it doesn't look like a modern day Ubisoft game.
Yeah. And I heard it compared to Metroid Dread. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, got my attention. I mean, Metrovania got my attention in the first place.
Yeah.
Good.
Any other games you guys have? Otherwise, the last game I want to talk about is, of course, Snap. But I want to wait till that one.
Can I say something about, since we're talking about Summer Games Fest?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
The Marvel Snap thing during the Games Fest was embarrassing.
Yeah.
That was like, that guy who makes Snap, the face of that game is one of the most annoying people I've ever seen. And then they go to a commercial for a tabletop game that I don't think exists about cows. Like,
the
and then that was all there was to it. And I'm like, why do we even have a Snap thing if that's what you're gonna do?
Because people pay Pro CD to make these funny videos to sponsor their stuff, and it's always cow themed for some reason. He's just making a lore behind it.
Oh, is he like a famous person?
He's a voice actor and YouTuber. He plays. Oh God, what would be a big role?
I'm looking it up right now. So this is a random like Asian kid that's playing like fake cards.
Yeah, but he's also like a prominent voice actor. He's in a bunch of Rooster Teeth stuff. He's been in a lot of video games.
Why didn't they just show the cool stuff that the game has? Why are we showing some random guy playing paper cards?
Yeah, because I haven't gotten, like, I stopped playing that game after the first season, and I was like, all right, well, I'll watch this announcement and see what Snap has to offer now. Maybe I'll re-download it. And then it was that, and I'm like, why would that be an incentive to re-download this game? This is horrible.
It looks stupid. I just watch it with sound off, but it's like, the game is great now. I mean, I've always loved the game. I mean, I have issues with it too, but like, they just added Conquest mode, which is fun, another game mode, some other stuff to do.
He probably voices a character in the game as well, to be fair.
But there's so little voice in this game, though. I mean, it's just every so often certain cards say stuff. I mean, I play with mute all the time, so I don't hear nothing, but I do know their sounds. Oh, and the little thing, since you did bring up the Snap, I'm just going to go into Snap. A small bragging thing, I got to 90 this season so far. I got to 96.
That's awesome.
I'm currently 94, and I'm not playing anymore. I'm like, you know what? We're just going to wait on this ladder, because I can't. I was like, I'm going to get Infinite for the first time, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not.
That's awesome, though, Mike. I've never gotten out of the 70s, so that's really good.
High Evo deck. That's High Evo and Bath
High Evo
Spouse.
I don't want to say High Evo's broken, but High Evo is frustrating because I'm playing a Cerebro deck right now, and I win basically every match unless I go up against High Evolution, and then I might as well just retreat as soon as I see where they're going. Because High Evolution completely shuts down Cerebro deck.
Oh, because of all the negative power if you don't have Luke Cage.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, I was doing that, and I played a Bass bounce deck with Kitty Pryde and Nebula.
Yeah.
When people don't expect that can fucking rip people up, and I love it because they just don't see it coming.
I have a Beast deck, and it's my Beast deck is a lot of fun.
Go
ahead.
They didn't nerf Beast. I mean, Beast ended up getting a cost. He costs more, but he got more power. I honestly think Beast is better now that they upgraded him. Now that
he's more useful on turn 3 anyway.
No, I used him later. Like it's fine.
That's what I'm saying. Like when he cost 2, I was still using him on turn 3 or 4 anyway. So
yeah, so it doesn't bother me.
It's fine for him to cost more.
I love the fucking game. I mean, this has been the moves. They called it like, oh, it's gonna be the move season. It is not the move season. Still, like, I face move decks, but move decks are just stupid because all I do is I go for the right lane. And I go for the center lane. I'm like, I know you're going to move everything to left lane, so you can have the left lane. Like, I don't care. Like, here you go.
Yeah, I mean, my move deck is still. I've updated it because this is the first time I bought a season pass because Spider-Gwen is aesthetically anyway like one of my favorite comic book characters ever. And so when I saw that season pass thing pop up saying, that was the card, I was like, all right, I'm going to buy the season pass. So I did, and I put her in my move deck and. My move deck wins when I play it, usually, but
she's okay. I don't use. I have her in a couple. But you're
decks. Right. Move is just old, and it's just so many new mechanics that come out that make move. It needs a buff, honestly.
It has a card coming that's been data mined called Annihilus. It's a 6 cost. The power's probably not accurate, but when you play it, all your cards move randomly.
Oh yeah, see that in that way.
So once that's out there and everything moves in the last turn, and everything gets a buff. That's when move will be incredible.
Yeah, that's
but
cool.
No, move is missing. Move is missing the other piece besides Heimdall that it needs to really be good. So.
Yeah, but I like Ghost Spider. I have her in my. I have Ghost Spider in Multiple Man. Is that what he's called?
Yep.
In my Cerebro deck because I'm doing a Cerebro 3, and they're both 3 power cards. And they're a great addition to a Cerebro deck.
Multiple Man is dangerous if people don't. If you can keep moving it and buff it up, like people do not see that.
What I really need to do is I need to put Doctor Strange in there. I was thinking rid of Invisible Girl and put Doctor Strange in her place.
And then I've also been screwing around with Conquest mode, which they just added.
Yeah,
which is. It's kind of like a free way to play where you don't have to worry about rank. You can just, if you want to just try missions, go in the Proving Grounds, do whatever the hell you want, throw out your cards. There's nothing to lose, no cubes to lose, nothing matters.
Well, the tickets, you lose your ticket.
Not in Proving Grounds.
Oh, I didn't know you could do.
You can do Proving Grounds over and over again.
I just went up and up in the ranks in Conquest until I got knocked out, and I was like, okay.
I mean, you can do that. I mean, what I do is I do Proving Grounds. I win. I get a ticket. I throw the ticket into the silver thing just to get the medals. If I win, lose, I don't give a shit. I go back to Proving Grounds and I just play. It is something that I do when I just want to play, but I don't really care what happens because I don't give a shit about Conquest other than I just want to earn medals to unlock the rewards, which you can get no matter what.
Does Proving Grounds lock you into like 6 matches the way the other? Oh,
it's just 1 match. You win, lose, whatever.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Okay, yeah. My
silver is 2, gold is 3, and infinite, which isn't unlocked to the last week, is 5 in a row.
My issue of Conquest is if you run up against a deck that's counter to yours, then you're like, okay, well, I've got to lose 6 games in a row real fast, and it can be a little frustrating. Like I was doing good in Conquest with my Cerebro deck, and then I went up against a High Evolutionary and got shut out because it's like High Evolutionary makes a Conquest a Cerebro deck completely negated. There's nothing you can do at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of the thing that goes along with it is if that, like with Conquest, it's whoever you can play up to 5 rounds with somebody depending on how they gamble the cubes. And
oh, is it 5? Yeah, it's 5.
It can be up to 5 because I did today where me and this guy went up to 5 before we finally ended it because he kept retreating. And then he beat the shit out of me a couple times, so we kept going back and forth. And
mine have all been 4 or 5, but
a lot of them, like what I do when I start Proving Grounds, you just want to get to 8 as fast as you can because if you lose, you just retreat and go right back in. With the actual matches, I personally because I don't give a shit about the cubes. I go to 8 because I'm like, we win, lose this first match. I just want to move on to the next guy. I don't really care, but I'm not. Like, that's the one thing nice about Conquest. I mean, the main reward for beating Conquest is an infinity border around your profile pic. I could give a shit.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
Yeah, I got what I wanted out of it. I got the new title. Is awesome, and I got the mystery variant, which was garbage.
Of course it was.
Well, I mean, because it's random, but it was like I got Shauna. I'm like, oh, fucking Shauna.
I mean,
do I want Shauna? Am I wrong?
I mean, Shauna free. Sure, I was joking. Shauna's garbage, but free card, whatever. But no, she's garbage.
I mean, she costs like 50 tokens.
She's free. Oh yeah, you're not full 3 complete, are you?
I guess not. No.
Okay, you'll get her at some point then. She's full 3
well,
now.
No, I got her. Is what I'm saying. That's what I got for the mystery variant. I got a Shauna variant, and I was like, well, fuck, I don't want Shauna.
Oh, I also was pool 4 complete for like a day or two before they added Snow Guard and Stay Ground to pool 4.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely not. I'm not even pool 3 complete.
No, I buy every season pass. I play the game 12 hours a week. I play every day. I love this game.
Yeah, I play it every day, but I don't buy the season passes until this season. But I love it too. The only thing I don't like, I feel, is that I've gotten to where I was making my own decks, but I've gotten to where now it's like if I want to reliably win, I've got to use like someone else's deck.
That's what I do.
But it makes me sad. That's the same thing if like when I used to play Magic in high school. It's like I make my own decks and have fun, and then I go to like the card shop and the like veterans would just stomp me. And nowadays with Magic, it's like you go to any Friday Night Magic and everybody's playing the same like 3 or 4 decks.
Oh, that's okay. That'd be kind of shitty. No, I mean,
it is what it is on Marvel Snap. Everyone's playing the same like 5 or 6 decks.
Yeah, you are right. And then he makes a few small changes, but
yeah. So I tweaked to a Cerebro deck. I got the formula for a Cerebro deck and then made it myself. But
I always look online to see what. I have a couple of YouTubers I follow, and I always see what decks they recommend, and I try those, and I see what works for me at the time. I also tend to use what kills me, whatever they beat me. Like, I'm actually using a Darkhawk deck right now again, just because nobody expects you to pull out Darkhawk and Stature and Black Bolt after they nerf him. So.
And Master Mold good with Darkhawk, right?
No, he's good with Ronin. I have Master Mold, actually. I pulled him.
I figured he would be good because you fill their hand, and then they can't draw, so then their deck stays full. But I guess...
I mean, if you were able to plug enough, I guess. But
I've plug enough. Yeah, you have to.
I've never used Master Mold.
A Master Mold off of a Wong or something.
I've had him used on me, and I had my hand completely full, and I was like, "You bastard!" I couldn't draw any cards anymore because it was on a. He did it on a Wong, or he did it on the one that reveals twice. So I got 4 added to my hand. I'm like, "Well, this sucks." I'm like, but 2's not enough. If you can put 4 Sentinels in their hand, they ain't doing shit. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm still having fun. But I said I'm using other, but I'm still having fun with my self-made Null deck and my self-made Wong decks. I have a couple of different Wong decks that I have a lot of fun with. So I think we've talked enough Marvel Snap, Mike.
I got one last thing, but no, I mean, I'm okay with like. There's a lot of issues because they're fucking with the series drops and not dropping cards as quickly as they were, and people are furious. But from what my understanding is there's something else going on in the background that creators are aware of, but they can't talk about. So I think it's coming that it won't matter as much. People are just freaking out for no reason.
Yeah, I don't care.
I mean,
I'm just having fun with it. Who gives a shit?
I get so many tokens now, and I get so many cards in general. I'm like, I'm buying the other two cards that are releasing later this month. Spider-Ham and Spider-Man 29.99 are dropping at 3K tokens, and then you can also earn back some of your tokens from playing the weekend mission that they're adding in the game. So it's like,
oh, that's cool.
So I know people, because the weekend mission was supposed to be this weekend that you're listening. Well, the weekend before that when you're listening to this, but there was a glitch where they didn't drop. And people are getting 1,000 tokens for free, and we're all getting gold if you have the season pass. So you'll be getting gold, and we'll be getting credits also.
Cool.
Because every weekend you're gonna be able to earn extra credits, gold, and if you bought the new card, you can earn tokens.
Oh, cool.
So it's a way to reduce the cost of new cards, essentially.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They got stuff coming. So I'm like, it's fine. I mean, I
just dropped all my tokens on a variant for a card I don't use because they had the ultimate variant for Ghost Rider. I was just like, I have to have that. The Ghost Rider on the horse.
I know what you're talking about.
I love it. It's my favorite part of that Nick Cage movie.
I cannot buy variants with tokens. I'm so like right now. I'm just waiting for Jeff and I yearningly had to drop down to 4 because I will buy both those cards as soon as I can because I want both of those so bad.
Jeff is really good.
Yeah, Jeff is a bitch.
Everybody's favorite land shark.
You know what I'm talking about? All right, yeah, that's enough of that. Any other games you guys want to mention before we go on to TV and movies?
Let's see. I said Tears of the Kingdom, Diablo 4, Dark Souls. No, I'm good.
Oh,
I can't think of it.
are we done talking about Marvel Snap now?
Yeah, I'll stop. You started it. I was trying to hold back, but you were like, I'm like, okay, I'm in. Boom.
I don't know if that's true.
I was waiting.
And thus the Marvel Snap podcast is over.
I've thought about it. There's a bunch of them out there, but I can't do anything else. I do enough. All right, let's go on to TV. I got a couple things I want to mention. I'll be very brief because I'm not going into details. These are both a little bit sensitive subjects, so if you want to skip ahead a couple minutes.
Are we doing TV separate from movies, or?
And they're all together.
Okay.
I just
That's
started.
the biggest part of my list. I got like 12 things in this part, so.
Okay. So I watched a couple documentaries. One about Jared Fogle, the Subway guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't watch that. It's on HBO Max.
I listened to a podcast about that documentary.
Woo! He's a fucking piece of shit predator, and
So much worse than I thought it was.
Oh god, yes. Like I'm not gonna say the stuff they have, but they have recordings of things he says. Like, oh my god, like why the fuck are you saying these things?
Yeah, I thought that they just like caught him with some child porn, which is bad enough, but it's so much more than that. It's so much more than that.
It was an interesting watch, but it's very, very dark, and there's a reason why he's gone. He's in prison and where he belongs. So I'll just say that. Now, the other thing I was watching a documentary about Armie Hammer, the guy that won't be in any movies probably, hopefully, ever again. So
did he do something?
He's a rapist.
Whoa, okay.
Everything.
Well, what about the eating human flesh? Is that true, or is that confirmed?
Yeah, a little bit confirmed.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he ate much, but he kept talking about it, that he wanted to do it. That he wanted to.
That's what he's an actual rapist and a wannabe cannibal. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like something he would say to like his wife or girlfriend. I can't remember. Like,
girlfriend, he wouldn't talk like this to his wife.
I just want to eat you or something. Yeah, it was.
But that came out, and that really was like what the internet jumped on. But like the guy took what BDSM is and changed it into, we're gonna do BDSM, but really I'm just gonna beat the shit out of you. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not
shit. And he got dropped from all his movies he was supposed to be in over allegation. Of course, I want to say he was found not guilty, but again, money talks. So I'm not that surprised, especially when it comes to those kind of cases. But like, it's just, I didn't even finish it. I watched 2 of the 3 episodes, and it's fucking dark. So that's another one that's on Max. Very interesting, but tough to watch. And last traumatizing documentary I want to mention. Which is a Heaven's Gate documentary, which is about a cult. I heard, I think it's the late 90s. No.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that.
It wasn't even the late 90s.
It was the mid 90s.
It was like 94.
Yeah.
Okay, that's when the comet was coming.
Hell,
like 30 some people committed suicide all at once.
Is this the Kool-Aid one?
No, that's Jonestown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was actually Flavor Aid, not Kool-Aid. But we all say don't drink the Kool-Aid, but it was Flavor Aid.
But no, this is one where I don't remember how. I don't think it said what they did to commit suicide, but it talks about people that were part of the cult.
They took cyanide, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was. I think they took a pretty easy way out because they all looked pretty like peaceful.
Yeah, it wasn't
like laying there
wearing their black Nikes,
white Nikes.
Oh, it's white Nikes. That's
yep.
Right. Yeah.
It's interesting. Like, there's a couple guys that they interview that were part of the group and then left like a week before everything happened.
Yeah, that's actually the story that got me interested in cults. Like, I'm big on learning about cults.
Same.
And that was the thing, because I remember that when I was like, that was like right when I started getting interested in that kind of stuff. And like that happened, and I was like, wow, there's a lot to this. And yeah, I've seen a couple documentaries on that. I didn't see this new one, but that was quite a story.
Yeah, it was very interesting. I always watch everything on cults when I get the chance to, because I just find it fascinating.
Yeah,
what people like. I mean, I don't even want to say. I was going to say something I don't agree with. I mean, again, manipulation. You know, anybody can be manipulated. I've been in a toxic relationship and I've been manipulated. Like, it can happen to anybody. It's just the right person at the right time saying the right things that you want to hear. And once you're into a point, you're in too deep, you're going to start believing whatever because you don't want to realize how much you fucked up type of thing.
Yep,
So
that's how they all do it. They all start, like, even Jonestown, like even the Church of it's not even, it's like the People's Church, the People's Church.
Yeah, and they were like helping the Black community.
Yeah, when you find out about what they were doing in the beginning, they were doing great stuff, and
they're
then
doing like great community outreach for the Black community in LA.
Yeah. Yep, and the gay community and like everybody, and then like Jim Jones just got too much power. He started, taking amphetamines, and like he just went crazy, and then it turned into what it turned into.
Have you looked into the conspiracy theory that the mass suicide there was actually a cover-up for a CIA operation? I'm not joking. It's actually, there's some like legitimate evidence that it was that the CIA was using their compound for and in collusion with Jones for operating drug operation out of Guyana.
I mean,
and the mass suicide was kind of to cover because they killed a U.S. A member of the House of Representatives.
Yes.
It was like they went there to check it out, and they murdered him. And then right after that, they committed the mass suicide. And there's definitely some people that believe the CIA was involved in it. Because the thing is, the CIA, they had been doing MK Ultra, where they were using drugs to mind control people, trying to do mind control. And which is appropriate in the news right now because the Unabomber just died, and he was a test subject in MK Ultra. And probably partly why he became a crazy bomber. Yeah, the media doesn't freaking talk about that, do they?
No, I've heard about it.
Yeah, that's not a conspiracy. That's confirmed. He was
I know that.
Tested on in MK Ultra.
That MK Ultra stuff is insane.
Right, and then the church committee came out and said, "Hey, y'all can't do that shit anymore." And the CIA is just like, "Okay, cool, we're good." And then the next year, the director of the CIA becomes vice president. And we're just like, yeah, but they're done. And that's also when the satanic panic starts. And I don't know. I think there's a lot of... Sorry. It's kind of... getting a little bit of what happens when I get to talking too much to my students. Because I'm a history teacher. So I'll be like, oh, y'all think this... you think this random KKK guy killed Martin Luther King, huh? You think that? Let's talk about the FBI. Anyway.
Yeah, I also believe Kennedy wasn't shot by Oswald. But that's...
I think Oswald shot at him.
I do too. Well, I don't think.
I actually do think Oswald shot him. I just think that Oswald was working for the CIA when he did it. But
I like the way the X-Men says it, that Magneto was trying to pull the bullet out of him because he's a mutant, and that's why it moves.
My favorite is the way X-Files did it. It was the smoking man shot him from the storm drain underneath the grassy knoll. I've been there. There's a storm drain right under the grassy knoll where he could have been. See,
I'm going there someday.
I've been there several times. Yeah.
All right, that's enough dark stuff. John, do you have anything that you want to mention?
Yeah, a couple things. So next they are doing a new, I don't know what they call it, a spinoff, a new season, not sure, of the show Justified. I don't know if any of you have ever watched Justified.
Okay, I never have, but I know of it.
Yeah, they're doing it's another one of the author's books that they are kind of like rewriting to bring the character Raylan Givens to do a show. I'm really excited. I love that show. But anyway, about 3 weeks ago, I was like, after the full trailer came out for the new show, I was like, I want to watch the first episode of Justified again. It's been a couple of years. I'm just going to watch the first episode. About 12 hours later, I was finished with season 1.
Nice.
I am halfway through season 3 right now. This is my third or fourth time going through the show. It's just one of the best shows of the last 10 years. That show's fantastic. I love it. Highly, highly recommend Justified.
Justified is on my list. It looks like it's right up my alley.
It's 6 seasons, 13 episodes, I believe. But yeah, it's a fantastic show. The cast is incredible. Timothy Oliphant, Walt Goggins.
I love both of those guys.
What's his name? I can never remember. He's the guy in the Western movies with the mustache. Why can I never remember his name?
Sam Elliott?
Sam Elliott. He is in the show.
I didn't realize he was in it. Oh, okay.
Neil McDonough.
Yeah, Neil McDonough. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in a season of Arrow. Anyway, he's in it for a season. The cast is stellar. The show is fantastic. Highly recommend that show to everyone. It's funny. It's got drama. It's got action. everything is great. Like I said, I think it's my third time going through the show, and it's better every time I watch it. And other than that, on the like non-movie front, I know you said we're done with dark stuff, but
That's fine. I was done with the dark stuff I had to talk about.
I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the Cold podcast.
No.
So the Cold podcast was made by a guy whose name escapes me at the moment. He, in the late 2010s, it's been like 3 weeks since I listened to it. In the late 2010s, there was a woman named Susan Powell in Utah who just disappeared. They have never found her body. Nothing but like everyone knows that her husband killed her. And so it's him going through all of the evidence. Her husband made hundreds upon hundreds of hours of recordings of just him talking about stuff, and just the story of like what happened leading up to her disappearance, kind of what happened. That like the story leading to her disappearance is crazy. The stuff that happened after is like almost unbelievable. Her husband was a psychopath. It's a really good podcast. I highly recommend it for true crime fans. It's on Amazon, I believe, or you can find the video versions are on YouTube. But yeah, it's great. It's actually my second time listening through.
Okay. I don't listen to true crime, but I know people love it. So
yeah, I've always been kind of a true crime fan. So.
Oh, in breaking news, while we're talking, I just got stay ground from a cache in Marvel Snap, so I had to mention that.
Snap Talk returns.
Sorry, that's all. I'm done. I was not expecting that. Phoebe, anything else? Anything you've been watching you want to mention?
So the not Marvel, the the Mario movie is nice and bright and happy.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's
really good.
It's really good. It's not as good as the Sonic movie, my personal opinion, but no, it's really cute. They do everything right. They hit the right Easter eggs and the right notes at the right times. Everybody's really good when it comes to the voice acting. I'd even say that Chris Pratt was fine as Mario.
I heard the Chris Pratt stuff. It just sounded like he was doing a James Gandolfini impression, which is kind of what I want Mario to sound like.
It's not that bad. Charlie Day and Jack Black definitely make the movie, though.
Man, Jack Black is so good.
He's like the one shout out I love the movie. The movie's great. Saw it when it came out. The one shout out I will make, because I knew she was going to be awesome. Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach is chef's kiss perfect. She is incredible, and as Peach, I want a Peach movie, because this version of Peach is awesome. She is a badass.
Anya Taylor-Joy is great. If we want to go back to dark stuff, if you haven't watched The Witch, like
so good. Yeah, she's amazing.
I've never seen that. I've been meaning to though.
Yeah, she's the main character in that, and it is
I love
fantastic.
Her so much. I'm in love with her. She's just a beautiful fae creature.
She is amazing in the Queen's Gambit. She is amazing in The Menu, and she is perfect in this.
She is maybe she is either my favorite or second favorite part of Last Night in Soho.
Oh, I want to see that. I heard that was really good.
A great movie. That's one that might be my favorite Edgar Wright movie. It's fantastic.
Ooh,
I need to see that.
I've never seen it, or I don't think I've even heard of it.
It came out
his newest one.
Oh, that's why. 2021.
2 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2021, I think.
It's more horror, which is weird because that's not his style normally.
Yeah, but
I didn't realize it. Oh, okay.
It has his style, but it is like horror themed, and it's a great movie. I actually really want to watch it again. I haven't seen it since theaters, but
besides the Mario movie, just watched John Wick 4 earlier. That movie is perfect. But then again, let's be fair. Is there a bad John Wick movie?
3 is kind of meh. Like 3 just 3 is the worst one in my opinion. 3's still a good movie.
Okay, that's fair.
4 is like almost a masterpiece. Like it might be a masterpiece. That movie, it's so good.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is depressing as all hell.
Yes.
And they need to make plushie for Floor.
You're not
If you
getting
don't understand what that means, go watch the movie, and then you will agree that they need to make a plushie for Floor.
I agree, but you're not getting that.
Is it
I
on Disney
know.
Plus yet?
No, I don't think so.
And Across the Spider-Verse is a 12 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
We can talk about that real quick.
one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Dude, Spider-Punk was perfect.
Oh God, I love.
Oh my God, Spider-Punk was so
much.
perfect.
So much.
Hobie is absolutely hilarious in the best way. Like he comes off as a goofball, but he like kind of brings the movie together in a way at the end that
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah, I have a question real quick for you guys. How many times have you seen Across the Spider-Verse?
Just the one so far.
Just the once.
But I'm buying.
Okay, so I'm the only one who's seen it 3 times.
I've seen it 0 times.
Today
I'm at
was
0
my 3rd
also.
time.
It's the first movie I've seen in the theater since COVID. So I was super excited for it. We finally
fair.
got to the point where my wife was okay with us going to the theater again. Well, me and my son, not her, but so.
Like every time I've left the theater after seeing it, like even today when I left the theater, it was like, God, I want to see it again. It's so good.
Just turn right back
It is
around.
amazing. I actually went home and watched Into the Spider-Verse right after.
Yeah, I just watched that. We did a reaction for that a couple weeks ago, like right before the new one came out. And I like that movie. It's fine. I think it's a little overhyped, but
I'm the opposite. I think I like Into the Spider-Verse more, but I like both of them. I mean, I love both of them, but I like Into the Spider-Verse.
This one, I have went in like you have the first time you see a movie, you're kind of on the high when you come out of the movie. Like the second and third time I've gone in, like, okay, I'm going to find a flaw. This time I'm going to find a flaw. Nope. I still have not found a single flaw with that movie.
Which is now...
It is perfect.
Almost perfect.
Here's the problem.
Perfect.
Now we have to be aware that Beyond the Spider-Verse could...
That is...
I can't see them not sticking the landing on it.
No, that's because
maybe,
Lord and Miller. Yeah. Name me a bad Lord and Miller product.
I don't know. I haven't seen Lego Batman. Did they do Lego Batman?
Yes, and it was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, that movie's good.
Yeah, every single piece of Across the Spider-Verse is perfection, in my opinion.
And
there were 2 Lego movies, right?
There are 4, technically.
Well,
2 main ones.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was going to say, those are both excellent.
Yes.
Second one's not as good as the first one, but...
the second one has... the thing with the Queen and everything in the second one is so good. Music number. Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it since the theater. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I have it. I just haven't watched it.
God, what else? We just watched a movie earlier this week. Maybe nobody's going to know what I'm saying, but it's called Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets.
I have not seen it yet. I've been wanting to watch it. I have it on Blu-ray.
So it's a new Luc Besson movie. He's the guy who did Leon the Professional, Fifth Element, and Lucy. This is very much Fifth Element too. It has the exact same type of vibe of very sci-fi world. You're only going to get a quick glimpse of what the possibilities are. But what we're going to show you when it comes to the possibilities are breathtaking and amazing. If I had a nickel for every time a Luc Besson movie ended with 2 people stuck in a tube making out, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. The best way I can describe this movie is if you consider Neil Gaiman's Stardust as the next generation's Princess Bride, this is the next generation's Fifth Element.
What is it called again?
It is called Valerian and the
City
of 1,000. Valerian.
City of 1,000 Planets.
It's Dane DeHaan, and I can't remember the girl's name.
Yeah, it's got John Goodman in it in a small role. Ethan Hawke. Rihanna's in this.
Okay.
Ooh, I do love
the bare
Rihanna.
bones setup, without spoiling anything, is that we expanded on the ISS. More countries were allowed onto the ISS, and they brought their ship, and we attached it. So the ISS has grown bigger and bigger because all these different countries are contributing to it. It gets so big that aliens start to notice, and they start to visit Earth, and they start adding to the ISS to the point that it becomes so big that the gravitational pull on it is so strong that it will crash into Earth there is no stopping this. So Earth just decides, you guys are going on a voyage, and pushes it away. So now it is this, God, what was it? 8,500 species, 500 million people are living on this thing, and it's just this semi-planet-sized city, like Magic the Gathering, Ravnica, floating through space as a spacefaring vessel.
Okay.
It's really interesting. There is a lot more plot to it, but that is just the setup.
I've been meaning to watch it. I haven't got around to it yet, but I might throw that in when 14 is down in a couple of days.
Is that when 6.45 comes out?
I think it's just a hotfix update because 6.5 just 6.4.6.5 just came out like a week and a half ago.
Yeah. Besides that, 2 shows. Clone High is back. If you were not a fan of Clone High in the past, you're not going to be a fan of this. If you did like Clone High in the past, it's more Clone High. And Gennady Tartakovsky has a new cartoon called Unicorn Warriors Eternal. It's pretty good, I think. There are episodes I just go, nothing happened. Why did I watch this? And there are episodes that have a lot of plot and stuff going on with them.
That's how his shows work, though. Isn't it?
That's always it has.
Yeah,
it's primal, but it's with dialogue. It's a lot more slow paced than Samurai Jack.
I'm not a big fan of his stuff.
Then you
Clone
won't
Wars
like
are pretty
this.
good, though. All right. Michael, do you have any shows you want to mention?
Yeah, but it's silly because it's something that everybody's probably seen already, but I'm watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for the first time.
I've never seen it.
For
I
a
haven't either.
podcast.
I've never seen it.
We do this podcast called No Time to Binge, where we watch the first and last episodes of a show, and then we make up what happens in the middle. And one of the hosts of that show is a huge JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fans. And so we started doing those as like the season premieres. And as I'm watching these first and last episodes, I'm like, this show is insane. I need to start watching this show. So No Time to Binge is on a hiatus now. So while we were on a hiatus, I talked to my co-host B Highland, who's an amazingly hilarious person. And I'm like, do you want to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and do a podcast about it? So I'm watching through, and then B is like making fun of me because I'm like very excited about stuff. And but JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is an absolute shit show of insane, like just the craziest anime shit that, you know, that you're used to, but it's like cranked up to 14, and it's amazing.
So how far are you currently?
We're still in Phantom Blood. We're still watching the first thing. The podcast itself is mostly a podcast about how we're both very horny for Dio. Is what the podcast
answer.
So yeah, we're just about to the Phantom Blood season finale, which I already watched, but I'm gonna watch it again. And it's again, I say it, I think every episode of the podcast, I'm like, I know that this is gonna get crazier, but this is the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Hey, if you're watching JoJo, just remember, Araki actually likes dogs. But that's why he makes all of his villains torture dogs.
Yeah, and we talk about it a lot. Even the like the first episode, Dio knees a dog in the face, and then he throws it into a furnace.
Incinerator.
And I'm still like, you know what? You're fine, Dio. It's fine. We all make mistakes. But yeah, if you haven't watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, man alive. I don't even know if you need to be paying attention to it. It's just really fun. And anytime you look up, something is happening. So if you just need something to watch in the background, throw that on, man. It's so crazy. It's so good.
Okay. Is this streaming anywhere right now?
Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never
They
watched
have
it,
all
but
of
I'm
it.
not a big anime guy anymore.
I'm also not a big anime guy, but I did realize in watching this show that what my aversion to anime was, a lot of them try to be too serious, and then when they throw silly shit in, it doesn't fit. JoJo is like just silly shit. It leans into the craziness all the way, and I'm like, oh, this is what I want. And since then, I found Trigun is really good. I'm really enjoying One Punch Man. Yeah, it's just, as long as they lean in all the way to being silly, I'm in. Because
you have to watch every Trigger anime.
Okay.
Yes.
Especially Gurren Lagann and Pantheon Stop.
Little Witch Academia.
And Little Witch Academia. Give Hare and Guen a shot.
Well, you're gonna have to send these to me on like Discord or something, because
that works perfectly. Watch the new Gundam, which for Mercury, it just hit the point where it got crazy.
Okay. Yeah, I used to, I grew up in the 90s, and like my friend used to get VHS tapes imported from Japan because that's the only way we could watch it. And he's always like, yeah, you got to watch this and you got to watch this. And I was always like, I don't know. This isn't my thing. So I just thought I didn't like anime. And then we started watching JoJo, and I'm like, oh, no, wait a second. I was just watching the wrong stuff.
So are you watching the original Trigun, or are you watching Stampede?
I don't know. It does have Vosh.
Does it look old?
Is it CGI or is it?
No.
Look old. That's a good way to
You're
put
watching, it. Yeah, because Trigun, the first one is from '98, I believe.
Okay.
I still haven't watched Stampede, but
it's really good.
I adore Trigun.
When I started watching it, like everything I've ever seen makes him look like some like crazy badass.
Yes.
But he's just a dork. Like he's just a goofball. And I'm like, what are they doing with this show? Making like every piece of merch make him look like a badass, like assassin guy. And I'm like, this guy sucks. But no, he's just like a goofy dork who doesn't want to do violence. And it's the best thing ever.
Stampede is the exact same way, and they keep Johnny on Bosch as the voice actor.
Okay, I love it. I'm going to watch it because besides JoJo, it's like my obsession.
There's a bit of a question to Vash is he a dork who just gets lucky, or is he a complete and total badass who acts like a dork?
Yes.
Well, either way, he's being a complete and total dork.
A show I would recommend to at least give it a shot, because it is absolutely freaking insane, is Welcome to the NHK.
Yes.
Welcome to the NHK will melt your brain. That show is nuts.
Konosuba.
Also Ghost Stories.
Oh, don't. Yes, but no, but yes.
Watch the dub. The dub for Ghost Stories is chef's kiss. Perfect.
But our love can't work. It's not because you're a rabbit. It's because you're black.
What?
Okay.
Just go look up Ghost Stories clips. Ghost Stories was not very popular. So when they brought it to America, the dub team was given like 2 rules and like carte blanche to do whatever they wanted. And oh dear God, they do whatever they wanted. And it's amazing. It is the best official fan dub ever made.
There's a shrine priestess character in the actual anime, but they turn her into the most evangelical Christian possible.
The one friend who walks around like talking about Jesus Christ, and also that she used to do some really wild shit.
This all sounds great, and again, I have the world's worst memory, so you guys are just gonna have to PM me in Discord the names of all of these animes.
Okay.
Now I want to watch Ghost Stories again.
I have something I want to add. I've finally got my wife to start watching Star Trek Next Generation again. Yes. We got to season 3, then she found out what RuPaul was, and that was the end of Star Trek. So she's finally getting tired of RuPaul, and I got back to the first episode of Next Gen I've ever seen, which was, God, I just wrote it down. A Matter of Perspective, the one where Riker's on trial.
Yeah.
That was the first one I ever saw when I had no idea what the hell Next Gen was. I just randomly, my roommate was watching it. I sat down, started talking with her, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I was rewatching it today, and my wife's like, well, what's going to happen? I'm like, just watch the episode. Just don't talk. Just watch. I'm telling you nothing.
It's a really good episode.
That reminds me, Strange New Worlds just started back up this week.
Oh,
I
that
should give that a try.
they have.
It is really good.
This
It's-
season. They have the characters from Lower Decks on,
Yeah, it's a
like the people
crossover
who
episode.
did their voices.
Oh, that's
I
interesting.
love Lower Decks.
I
Lower
should give that
Decks
a try
and
someday.
Strange New Worlds are the best when it comes to modern Star Trek.
I'm not even a Star Trek fan, and I love Lower Decks.
I gotta give it a try.
Good.
Carrie, anything else that you've been watching?
Oh yeah, I've been watching a bunch of stuff. TV wise, I just finished my very long watch through of the Danish Swedish version of The Bridge, which is the original version. That show is super good. I think I have a hard time deciding whether I like the original or the American Mexican version more. The American Mexican version, I think last time I was on here, I just finished or was about to finish watching that. And then, I got a subscription to this streaming service called Novel that's only $2 a month that has European television dubbed in English.
Oh,
And so I watched all 4 seasons of The Bridge. Amazing show. If you've seen the American version, the first season of the American version is like a absolute match for the first season of the European version, and then they're wildly different shows after that. So, but yeah, it's really, really good. So I finished that, and then I'm sorry, does anybody want to talk about that, or have anyone seen that before?
I've watched the American version of The Bridge, and that show it's been long enough that I don't remember a lot, but I remember Matthew Lillard being amazing.
Yeah, he's really good.
It's a really good show.
His character is only in the European version for like one episode, unfortunately.
Oh,
whereas he's such a he's a major character in the. Oh, this is the callback to earlier in the European version. The main character's name is Saga. So there you go. It's a Swedish, so it must be a Swedish name.
Yeah, the
She's
American
Sonya in
version
the
has
American version.
what's she's the woman who plays Nicolas Cage's girlfriend in National Treasure.
Yeah.
oh,
She's the main character in The Bridge.
Yeah, she's the main character in the
she's-
American version.
I have not seen the European version, but the American version is really, really good. I very much enjoyed it.
It's called Novel, Novel. I think it's $4 a month, but the first 2 months are $2 a month, and it doesn't take you 2 months to watch all 4 seasons of that. So I did it for 1 month and watched all 4 seasons, and just watching one episode a night, and it's really, really good. Very good show.
Was the American version 4 seasons?
No, it's 2.
Also,
Two seasons.
Okay,
only.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah. So the first season is just a scene for scene recreation of the first season of the European show, and then the second season of the American is all about like the Mexican cartels, and that's obviously not part of the European one. So the European one goes, and each season there's some sort of serial killer of some sort going on.
Okay.
The second season, it's eco-terrorists who are planning to like spread pneumonic plague. And so but it deals with like pharmaceutical companies and stuff. And then like the third season is very like similar to like to Seven, maybe I would compare it to. The way the serial killer is. And then the fourth season is dealing with this like commune and stuff. It's a really good show. So I finished that, and then went right from that to the third season of I Think You Should Leave, which is just, I love that show. The third season just dropped a couple of weeks ago. It's only 6 episodes, and each season's only 6 episodes. So I watched that, and then just started watching the first season again. So
I love sketch comedy. It's like one of my favorite things. I tried to watch I Think You Should Leave. I thought it was so annoying. Like, am I missing something? Like, what?
No, it's just not for everyone. It's a very specific type of humor.
Okay,
it's just not. It's probably just not for you. Yeah, it's because if you found it annoying at first, it's not going to get less so.
Okay, all right.
It's very like cringe humor.
Yeah, and I don't even mind. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of the Australian group Auntie Donna.
Yes.
I've been watching them. I listen to their podcasts and I watch their show on Netflix. They have like YouTube stuff. And I'm like, this is hilarious. Like, I feel like I Think You Should Leave is like right up my alley. But every time I try to watch it, I'm like, I think it's the guy. I think it's the problem is that I think the guy is annoying.
Yeah.
And he's in everything.
Yeah. He's in most of the sketches. So
Yeah,
Season 3, there's like entire episodes where he's barely in it though, but I don't think that would really. Yeah, it's his thing for sure.
And I feel bad about it because I'm like, everybody talks about how great it is, and I'm like, I must be missing something.
No, I was talking to somebody about it the other day. It is like a very specific sense of humor. Like, if you don't like it, that's fine, because it is like, I can see, like, my wife like has walked in on me watching it before and just like, it's like, what is this?
Yeah, my wife does that to me all the time with like the dumb stuff I watch. But
yeah, so I watched that, and then my only other TV show is my family, my wife and son and I, and my son's 11. We've been watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, one episode a night for a few months now, and we got to season 6, which is, I think, the best season, but it's also just a depressing, sad season. And
is that the Dark Willow one?
I don't want to spoil anything. It hasn't gotten to that part yet. But we told our son, we're like, listen, if this is getting too dark for you, just tell us. And after a specific episode that's an allegory for drug addiction, he was like, yeah, I think maybe this is getting a little dark for me. And so we're like, that's fine. Let's watch something else. And so we started watching Princess Mononoke, which he's never seen. So,
are you going to go to Angel then?
We will probably, yeah. I mean, Angel doesn't ever really get dark. I don't feel like.
Yeah, I think season 5.
I think Angel was like a lot better.
So. Oh, I don't like Buffy's one of my favorite shows ever. I've watched it all the way through 4 or 5 times. I only watched Angel once. I like Angel fine, but it's definitely not my favorite of the two.
Yeah, Buffy got bad. Like the last 2 seasons, I thought were like terrible.
Oh, and I think season 6 is some of the best television of the 90s or the 2000s. Season 7 is the one that everyone says is terrible. Season 6 you thought was bad?
Yeah, that's the one with the musical episode, and I'm averse to all musical episodes.
Oh, that episode's
that's
amazing.
That's when I think it got just bad for me.
Oh no, I think that's the best season. It's just the saddest season. That season just is dark and depressing, and like bad things happen to my favorite all of my favorite characters. Like my 4 favorite characters all have bad things happen to them.
It's tragic. I mean, they get a lot of bad things happen to everybody.
Season 6 is bad. And then season 7 I actually do like, but it is definitely the rougher season. It's got the worst acting because it's got a lot of bad actors in it.
I don't remember. It's been so long since I watched
Season 7 is the one with all the potential slayers, where they're like...
Oh, that's the last season, right? With
Felicia
Nathan Fillion?
Yeah, Felicia Day's in it. Nathan Fillion's in it, yeah. Elijah Dushku is in it again. And I think Elijah Dushku, I know, like, Joss Whedon has a hard-on for her, but I think she's such a bad actress.
But she's hot as hell, okay?
I mean, yeah, but she's just so terrible. Like, my favorite character of the series, other than Willow's my favorite, and then Anya. And I love Anya so much, and they just throw her character away in the 7th season.
Anya and Xander are both great. I'm glad that Xander grows on that show.
Yeah, he does a lot.
Yeah, he does. He gets a lot better after season 1.
I'm just glad they got rid of who is Buffy's army boyfriend guy?
Riley.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
He didn't last long at all.
Well,
he's in 4 and 5, and he's gone.
He's in season 4 and 5. It's like I remembered him only being in season 4, and I'm like, man, when is Riley going to leave? When is this asshole going to leave? And he finally leaves.
It's not that he came back in 5, just because he's only really important for the Institute stuff.
Yeah, he's there for the first half of 5, and his whole arc in season 5 is that he's not important anymore. It's like, well, yeah, shit, after doing in season 4, shit. But in Spike, of course, I just love Spike so much, and Spike is awesome. Yeah, I think Spike is probably actually my favorite character.
Yeah, Spike's great, and I think since he was such a big part of Angel is why I sort of prefer Angel.
And see, my thing is I didn't like him coming back in Angel because I felt like that cheapened his entire arc in Buffy.
No, that's fair. That's
yeah. I liked him in Angel. I liked Gunn too. I thought Gunn was a great character.
Oh yeah, Gunn grew on me. I like Freddie. Is that her name?
Fred, yeah, so. The one that gets possessed.
Yes. Oh, her ending is rough.
Yeah, but I like her a lot. But I like Elizabeth Carpenter a lot. She did dirty, but
but then we get what's her name? Ilaria. Is that her name?
Yeah. I don't even remember. It's been a while.
It's been a long time since I watched Angel. I remember bits and pieces of what happens in the end, but it's been a very long time.
Looks really cool as that character with the blue tint to her skin and everything.
That's who Fred gets possessed by in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happens to Cordelia.
But what happened in real life is that she got pregnant and Joss Whedon like basically bullied her off the show because she got pregnant.
Oh, okay.
What happened in the show is she became a god and left in the 4th season.
Okay.
Yeah.
She became a god and
She became one of the powers that be.
Yeah, she became one of the powers that be. Yeah.
Okay.
So when are we starting the Buffy podcast?
Yeah,
I would kill for that.
So I'm listening to a great Buffy podcast, The Rewatcher, and it's Elena and somebody that they do the Morbid podcast, which is a true crime podcast, which I don't listen to, but I think they're famous for that one. But yeah, The Rewatcher is really good because it's a older sister who watched Buffy when it was on, and then a younger sister who was too young for it when it was on, and so she's watching it for the first time. And it's really good.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're in season 3 right now, but they just started season 3, I think. But they got Nerf Herder to do the theme, a custom theme song for them.
Oh, nice!
Right before it was on, so it's really cool. It's like it's time to slay. And I love Nerf Herder. In college I was a DJ at my college radio station, and I had a punk show called Nerf Ranch that I began and ended every episode with a Nerf Herder song. So. Then we have they put out an album like 6 years ago, but yeah, they're still around. Like they still have a social media presence and stuff. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So other than that, I've watched some movies. My wife and I'm showing her Bridesmaids because she's never seen that, and I love that movie. And then we just watched The Departed because she'd never seen that either.
It's a good movie.
But she and I don't watch a lot of TV, just the two of us. So it's like, and we only watch in like little 30-minute chunks. So we watched The Departed over like 5 days. And then Bridesmaids were like halfway through, but
Departed is excruciatingly long.
Oh, you see, it's funny because I love Scorsese. He's maybe my second favorite director. I love The Departed, but I think I prefer The Irishman, and that's twice as long as The Departed.
Ugh.
But I love The Irishman. I just like will randomly put The Irishman on and watch it in a single sitting. It's what, 4 hours?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's like
ridiculous.
3 times longer than I have the attention span for.
I was about to say it's ridiculous, but I've watched Zack Snyder's Justice League like 3 times. So
okay, that's a good movie.
I thought that. Oh God, I hated that.
Oh, I
didn't hate it. I thought it was bad. I didn't hate it.
Snyder's version. I hate the original.
I thought
Snyder's version was slightly better, but not.
But it was
great.
pretty
It's
good.
still
But
a bad movie, I thought.
Man, you can tell that Zack Snyder hates those Green Lanterns. My goodness.
What's a Green Lantern?
I'm just so glad he's gone from those movies.
Yeah.
So am I.
And James Gunn's the only one who can write a superhero movie that I like, so I'm glad that he's taking over the DC universe.
Same.
I have high hopes for that. Because the Suicide Squad ruled. That was like
That
by
is
far the best
amazing.
DC movie.
That is hands down my favorite DC
fantastic.
movie. Yeah.
We're all going to die. I hope so.
They just dropped. Michael Rosenbaum just dropped an episode inside of Michael Rosenbaum with James Gunn. I need to go listen to it.
Oh yeah, I like James Gunn a lot.
Yeah, even
great.
back to Super. Like Super is such a good movie.
Super's so good.
It's
I love
so
Super.
good.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he did
Elliot
the
Page in
story
that.
for Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yes, and that's the only Lollipop Chainsaw was good because of the writing. Like that could have easily been a bad game. But
I'm waiting for that remake.
I did get confirmed still on that.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be out this year.
yeah, they
Nice.
can. Yeah, I just hope they don't screw around with it too much because that thing walked the thinnest line between good and bad, and it was only the writing that made it like good.
Look, the best part about James Gunn taking over the DC universe is Lloyd Kaufman's going to be in a lot more movies.
Is that a good thing?
I think so.
All right, do we have anything that we missed before we go on to our last topic?
I got a
I can't
couple more
imagine
movies.
this 2.5 hour podcast missed anything.
Yeah, well, 2 hours and 8 minutes is what the raw audio is so far.
I got books. We're gonna talk books.
I'm getting ready to wrap this up, so no.
I have some books I could talk about.
Yeah.
I've got a couple more movies.
Sure, go ahead. I have 2 also.
I have 3 more movies. I'll get to them quick. The first one is about 3 weeks ago. They did a one-night showing of the new Shin Kamen Rider.
Ooh.
How was that?
What's that?
How was it?
That's the way you start this conversation.
So, Hideki Anno, I don't know if anyone knows. Hideki Anno is the mastermind / totally insane person behind one of my favorite animes ever, Neon Genesis Evangelion. He did Shin Godzilla in 2016, and he got kind of the go ahead after Shin Godzilla. I was like, if you want to do some more stuff, we will talk to you. So he did. He didn't direct this. Earlier this year, Shin Ultraman came out, and he didn't direct that one, but he wrote it. And then Shin Kamen Rider, he directed and wrote. And then I think his next one, he's doing Shin Evangelion. The man will be doing Evangelion until he's in the ground. But I have the exact same problem with Shin Kamen Rider that I had with Ultraman. The problem is they should have been TV shows. They should have been 6 to 8 episode TV shows because of how they're set up. It's a hair over 2 hours, but you can see where it's like, okay, this was episode 1, this was episode 2, this was like, you can tell what should have been the episodes, and it makes the pacing feel, it simultaneously makes the pacing feel rushed and slow at the same time. But for Shin Kamen Rider, it's okay. I don't hate it. I think it's a decent movie. I think if you're a Kamen Rider fan, you should watch it. I think, like I said, the pacing's bad. You never really get to know any of the characters because it felt like you should have had episodes to get to know the characters before things happen to characters. But the biggest problem with it is the fights. The fights are not good. There is one fight scene in the movie that I thought was actually fantastic. The only problem with it lasted, the fantastic part lasted about 45 seconds. And then it went back to just like them cutting all over the place. And the 45 seconds, it looked like a live action Dragon Ball Z. And I was very happy. And then it went back to not being good. But I don't hate it. I will watch it again when it comes out. But it's not, I don't really understand why they did these movies like this. I don't know if they kind of wanted them to be TV shows, but then Toho was like, no, or what. But they're just cut up weird. They're both Ultraman and Kamen Rider have the exact same problem. It actually feels like a movie. But yeah, that's my biggest problem with Shin Kamen Rider, and the fact that it was only in theaters for one night for one showing. They didn't there were a lot of people who were like, I would have liked to have gone and seen that. I didn't know it was happening. So they didn't promote it very well. But yeah, it was just, it's weird. I'm simultaneously excited and terrified for the live action Evangelion, because I love Evangelion, but I hope it's not this. That doesn't have the same problem.
Same thing I said about Rogue One, is that it felt like it should have been a television show.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I think Kamen Rider does it worse. But the next movie is the new Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. It's pretty good. It's not as good as Bumblebee, but I think I enjoyed it more. It's set in the 90s. It's more Transformers. It's more giant robots kicking the crap out of each other, with you actually being able, you can actually tell what's going on because it's not Michael Bay.
That's good. I'm glad he's done.
It feels like I actually like the Bay movies. I know they're not good, but there is a like dark part of me that enjoys those movies for some reason. Especially the Last Night. The Last Night is garbage, and I laugh through that movie every time I watch it. It's a enjoyable bad movie for me. But the human characters in this were really well done. I like the main character. He's not Shia LaBeouf, thank God. Actually has a backstory, has a cool family. It's a solid 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Like it's a good movie. I enjoy the Transformers movies, even though I'm not a big Transformers fan. The one thing I will say about it, and I will not spoil it, but there is something at the end of that movie that I don't know if my mouth has ever been opened wider. It was a shock that I did not. Oh, okay.
I heard it already. I won't say it, but yeah.
Yeah, I did not expect that, and I was like, what? And everybody in the theater was like, wait, what's happening? And so, yeah, that was really exciting for the future, maybe. And the last one I have to talk about is the one that I saw today before I saw Spider-Verse. Oh boy, we get to talk about The Flash.
Actually, before we get to that, that's going to be our last topic.
Okay.
Anything else anybody has? I have one quick thing if no one else has anything I want to check. Okay.
Nope.
Two things I just want to say. I saw Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark in theaters. God, that movie's still perfect. So it was. They had like a one night showing or one night showing or something, or 2 night showing. I went and bought tickets, and God, was it great to see it again. Like, that movie never gets old. And then I saw oh, sorry, what?
Is that which one is that?
That's the first one.
First one, okay. I have only seen that movie. I just recently started the Indiana Jones. I've never watched them before.
That's perfect to watch them like that. Just don't expect much for 4, and I'm assuming 5 not going to be too good from what I've heard. So we'll see, but I'll go see it, hopefully. And then I saw a shadowcast of Jurassic Park, another perfect movie. So the same week, so that was great. Shadowcast is where people, essentially low budget, they dress up and act out the scenes, and they're wearing dinosaur costumes, and it was fucking hilarious and well worth what I paid to go see. So. But yeah, that's all. And then our last thing would be Flash. Have anyone else seen Flash besides John?
Nope.
Oh, me either. So we'll keep it spoiler free. But yeah, what's your opinion on Flash?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. Ezra Miller did a good job. I will say that they did a good job in the movie. Literally, like, it's in the trailer. There are 2 Barry Allens in the movie too. They did a good job playing both of those characters. Michael Keaton is Michael Keaton. I'm just happy to have had him back. He's Michael Keaton as Batman again. It's good. The girl who played, I cannot think of her name off the top of my head, but played Supergirl. Please, for the love of God, give her own Supergirl movie. She was fantastic for how little she was in the movie.
They're not going to. They already have a Supergirl movie.
This is the end of the current DCEU.
Yeah.
That or Aquaman, I think. Or Aquaman's starting it up. I'm not sure. I don't know if they know. General Zod, complete waste of time. I don't even know why they could have had it be anybody. I enjoyed the movie. Okay. It got laughs in the theater. The jokes were pretty well written or pretty well executed. I don't know about written. They were funny. There is one about halfway through the movie. I would just say it is Barry running. I thought I was going to fall out of my seat. I was laughing so hard.
Okay,
and
that's a good sign.
Might be the worst CGI I have ever seen. The CGI in this movie is...
I heard it was bad.
Horrible, but and hear me out. It worked. I liked it. It's terrible. But for some reason with this movie, it somehow worked. I don't get it. I actually enjoyed the bad CGI. I thought it was... Maybe it was so bad I thought it was good. I don't know. It's so weird.
The camp
factor. It's worse than I think any of the Marvel movies have ever been. It looks like PS2 graphics.
Oh,
half the time.
That's bad.
It's but again, I enjoyed it. I like specifically walked out going like, I think the CGI was one of my favorite parts. But it works for the movie for somehow. The story's actually really, I found the story probably the best part. I like what they did. And there's even you know how in a lot of movies, like they're trying to solve a problem and you're like, well, if you just do this one simple thing, problem solved. There is a thing in the movie where you're like, well, just do this. And that actually happens. And you're like, oh, that wasn't expecting you to be this smart. I give it credits for that because it actually did what most movies don't. my last thing is it had a lot of, I don't even know to call them cameos because 98% of them were CG and looked terrible. But there are a lot of cameos in the movie. One of them got one of the CG ones got a reaction in the theater of, oh my God, it looks so terrible, but it works for who it is. And everybody was just laughing. And there was a cameo at the end of the movie that I don't know how many of us in the theater went, what the fuck? Like, it was just a chorus of like 25 to 40-year-old men going, what the fuck? And it was the biggest reaction of the entire movie. I want to watch it again. I will not be seeing it again in theaters, unlike Spider-Man, which I've seen 3 times. I have no interest in seeing this in theaters again. Oh, God. It's like a 6.5 or 7.
Definitely going to see it.
I enjoyed it. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. We smash them all together. It's fun. That's all I can say. It's got really good music too. The music was super solid.
I'll definitely watch it as soon as it's on Max. I don't know. Like I haven't seen a good DC movie other than The Suicide Squad in like 10 years plus. So
Yeah.
a movie that I thought was good. So
I
watch the animated one.
I see a lot
their
of
animated stuff is great. I don't know. I mean, it's just my personal taste, but yeah, I don't know. It just seems like garbage. And I hate Ezra Miller as Barry Allen in Justice League, so I can't imagine I'm going to like them a lot more. Maybe
it's the best they've ever been.
That's good. And the actress that plays Supergirl is she's a soap opera actress.
That's where I actually know her from because my mom used to watch that show.
Yeah, she's in 276 episodes of Young and Restless.
Yeah. I enjoyed her for how long she was in the movie. But yeah, it's just like I said, no interest in seeing it in theaters. We'll probably buy the Blu-ray, maybe just watch it on Max. But I do want to watch it again. Just no interest in doing it anytime soon. Yeah, I was always going to see it, but I was also using it for an excuse just to be in the theater so I could see Spider-Verse again.
I want to see it just for Michael Keaton because like that 1989 Batman is the first live action movie I saw in a theater as a kid. And I have a big attachment to that character and that actor in the movie. So
you might, you will like Michael Keaton in the movie. You might either really enjoy what they did with his character or not like it at all. I don't know.
I'm not precious about stuff like that because it's like whatever. The old movies are still there. I can still go watch 1989 Batman anytime I want.
Yeah, I actually just watched it last week. We did a reaction for it, and I hadn't seen it in years. It still holds up.
Yeah, I watched it last year.
Yeah, it's just after all this time, that's what we got, and I'm happy and sad at the same time.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up because it's almost 2.5 hours, and I have to edit this. So we're gonna call it there. First, Michael, where can people find you at?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram at Jack Billings Presents. You get clips of Jack Billings Presents. You can see if it's your cup of tea. It's a absurdist comedy scripted podcast that takes place in an alternate dimension, Reading, Ohio. I think it's really fun. We have a full cast. It's fully produced. It's I think a really good podcast and not like too many things else that you're going to hear. You can also hear me on This Bizarre Adventure, which is that JoJo rewatch podcast that I was talking about. And go over to Some Nobody's YouTube channel where you can see PowerPoint Showdown and No Time to Binge, which are my improv comedy type shows. And that's where you can find me.
All right. And Phoebe, what about you?
Hi, I am the Let's Play Princess on YouTube and Twitch. On YouTube, I have a bunch of challenge videos and playthroughs of different games. Currently going through Fallout 3 and Virtue's Last Reward. And on Twitch, currently doing my first ever playthrough of Elden Ring with no spells, no rune arcs, no summoning NPCs or PCs, no spirits, just a golden halberd, the rod on armor, and a lot of praying.
I will pray for you.
Yeah, I'm doing every single boss that has a trophy.
Oh no!
I think you could.
Going
I think you
pretty
could
well
do it
so far. And I'm also going to do the DLC the exact same way.
Nice.
Besides that, you can find me on Twitter, the LP Princess, where I post polls for what game I should play next every once in a while, and spreading the love of all these wonderful podcasts like the one that you are currently listening to.
And Kerry, where can people find you at?
Hey, I'm Kerrooseta on Twitch and YouTube. That's KEROOSETA. You can watch me on there modifying or repairing video game consoles, as well as just playing usually Dark Souls games, right? Here recently, just playing through Dark Souls 3 on Twitch, so check me out.
All right, and John.
You can find me over on the Commander Lionheart channel on YouTube. We do Mystery Movie Friends, movie reactions. I think the last one that he put up was Into the Spider-Verse. There's a mountain of them recorded. We have a bunch of them on there. He's got some to edit that go clear back to like the 1st of March that still haven't gone up. We did The Hunt for Red October on my birthday, which was in March, because that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay.
But yeah, so and you can find me on every once in a while, whenever he streams. If I decide to get on Discord with him while he's streaming, you can find me on his Twitch channel, same name, Commander Lionheart.
And if you want to find more episodes of this podcast, you can find everything we do on Podbean. We do comics, movies, TV shows, all sorts of stuff. So just go type in something, search, and we also have like 2 years worth of these. We do it every month. So go find those too if you want to hear more of randomness every month, because that's what it is. Normally not 2.5 hours, but so go check that out. If you want to support the show, we do a Patreon of Little Dog. You can vote in our Patreon poll. We have a poll right now. Robin Williams movies Mike hasn't seen before. Go vote. It's $1. I also do other polls on there too, so definitely go check that out. If you want to talk to us, we do have Discord. Please join our Discord. And if you're listening to this on Spotify or anything, review us just because it helps the algorithm. So give us a review. And want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro, courtesy of Helena at HellHasFree. You can follow her on TikTok. And want to give a shout out to my buddy Bill Tucker, to his own podcast, A Gamer Looks At 40. Definitely go check him out. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Later.
Goodbye.